They're ugly. Hey guys, it's time to trash Tyson Fury, the most hated heavyweight in the heavyweight division. He's a piece of trash, he's a fraud, and I'm just going to have fun trashing him while his fanboys are powerless to stop me because they don't have the courage to jump on here and actually talk to me. They're too self conscious about their own faces to do that. So let's trash Tyson Fury. And I want to get the link out there, get everybody watching. Hey, what's goody, Isaac? What's goody, Jay Flint? It's Cruz. We out here, old dirty. So, we're all aware that the Usyk versus Fury fight has experienced the snafu. They're moving it from Saudi over to Wembley, and it's worth a lot less money in Wembley, which kind of it's kind of screwed up for Usyk because he stood to make more in Saudi than he's going to make in Wembley, and not just the overall pot, but they're going to expect him to make a lot less in the sense that he's only going to get a smaller percentage than Fury would because of the location of the match. And yeah, it is kind of a raw deal because the concerns that they're raising are silly concerns that the stadium may not be built on time in order to accommodate the fight. But when have the Saudis not ever delivered on a deadline? When have the Saudis not ever, delivered this kind of situation? When have they ever been unable to meet a deadline? We've seen them do this before. We know they can do it because they have done it. But these are the concerns that are being raised. Morning talks, fresh coffee, IQ is better in the AM. You're damn right. You're damn right. Osvaldo, que lo que, manin? That's right. We're out here for the beer money, the cheer money, the Tyson Fury. Deserves to be jeered money because it's always something with this fat fucker. It's always something with this guy, bro. He can't never just have a good, easy set of negotiations. There always has to be a fucking problem with this clown, bro. With this fat cocaine sniffing liar. Bro, I had to do it early, bro. I got a haircut, feeling good. I want to trash Tyson Fury. I want to aggravate his fanboys and all that stuff, bro. Yeah, I got a couple of Give me a second, guys. And I want to open up the chat to the panel. I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. Alex of the Boxing Bodega, que lo que, maning? Yeah, man. It's silly that every time this happens, because it happens often, you get about, 5 or 6 guys that are really ugly. They're not popular with girls. They need alt accounts and burner accounts to use social media because they're embarrassed about their faces. You always get 5 or 6 guys like this that want to argue all day long about how it's not Fury's fault. And, this time out, I'm like, I don't really want to do that because people feel how they feel. You can take a poll and gauge how the boxing community feels about this. And every time you conduct the poll, you're going to get the same result. Everybody's blaming Tyson Fury. So there's really no need to argue about it. Saudi made a deal for Fury versus Paul, and now what? Exactly. There are no issues with that fight. There were no issues with Joshua versus Usyk. They got the deal done. They got everything done on time. There were no issues with Joshua versus Ruiz before that when they had to construct a stadium or whatever, a location for the match. They've done this before. We've seen them do this more than once in previous instances. And like I said, you always get like 5 or 6 guys, and they're not normal people. They're not normal accounts. These are guys, they're really ugly. They're out of shape, just like Fury. They're fat guys. They're pear-shaped guys. They're not very popular with girls. They couldn't get their dick wet to save their life. They just stay online looking for people to argue with to get out their sexual frustrations. They really like Fury because he's a balding fat ass just like they are. That's what they really like about Fury, that he's a balding fat ass, that he has a substance abuse problem, that he treats his nose, he's a cocaine sniffer, And that's what they really like about that guy, because they're balding fat asses, and they're on drugs and things like that. That's what they really like about him. What they like most about Fury isn't his pugilism per se, even though Fury is a very good boxer. But it's not that he's a good pugilist, it's that he's a balding fat ass who's also a pathological liar. That's what they really like about him, because that's the part of him that they identify with. They lost their hair in their 20s, and they don't got gym memberships. These guys are built like a sack of laundry, just a bunch of fat guys that are really fat, don't know how to fight, and they see a fat guy that can fight, and that's what they like about him, because they're really fucking fat. When they go to the toilet to take a piss, they can't see their dicks. These guys are fat. They're really, really fucking fat. And it's okay to be fat, because there are good fat fighters out there. There's some really good fat fighters out there. Butterbean was a very good fat fighter. But these aren't those kinds of fat guys. If you ever fought a fat guy, it's hard, man. Like, fat guys, it's tough. I'd rather fight a skinny guy, personally. Skinny guy, it's an easier fight. You can hit a skinny guy once and put him up. But a fat guy, it's tough, man. But these aren't those kinds of fat guys, They're not those kinds of fat guys. The good kind of fat guys, linebackers, bouncers at clubs, things like that. These are loser fat guys that they're just fat because they can't control how they eat. They're not athletic, they're not good with women. They're self-conscious about their faces, which is why you never see these guys use a profile picture to show you who they are, because they're ashamed of who they are. They don't want people to know what they look like. They wouldn't even talk to them if they knew what they looked like. Just fat. They're just fat to be fat. They're not virile like me. I mean, you'd never know it, but I'm 50 years old. You'd never know it. I don't have any wrinkles. I could use a tan. I won't lie about that. I could use a tan. But, it's winter. Where the hell would I get a tan around here? These guys are just these Majin Buu looking guys. They're bringing up Hearn, which is so weird, because Eddie Hearn and DAZN don't have anything to do with what's going on. Like, nothing to do with what's going on. And yeah, I noticed this morning that, I posted a tweet about what Bob Arum said last month. That Bob Arum said last month that Alexander Usyk, he accepted his deal last month. Like, their end was sorted, and it was up to the Fury people now to accept their end of the deal. That's where they were at about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And, Fury didn't accept the deal. He didn't accept it. And it's not a coincidence that, now it's going to end up in Wembley, in your country, so that you can have home field advantage. That hasn't helped anybody before you, Tyson Fury. It didn't help Mairis Briedis. It didn't help Murat Gassiev. It didn't help Michael Hunter. It didn't help Krzysztof Glowacki. It didn't help. It didn't help Anthony Joshua. It may not help you. It might not. I don't think Tyson Fury fancies this fight. And that's what they really like about him. That's a very good observation, Ignacio. That Tyson Fury is built like a bag of milk. And the guys that are built like a bag of milk, who aren't boxers, they can't box, they can't fight, they can't fuck, they can't do anything. That's what they really like about him. That he's this pasty, pale guy with this out-of-shape body. He's kind of gangly, but he's a champion. And that's why he's their champion. That's what they like about him, that he's this really gangly, fat guy, and he kind of looks like them. That's what they like about him, because these guys are losers, bro. These guys, they can't get no ass. That's what they like about him. I'll give Tyson Fury a little bit of credit that I think he can get more ass than they can, because he's actually good at something. They're not. They're not good at anything. I don't think those guys would. I don't think for a second, if I posted a link, I don't think none of them guys would join this chat and say all this stuff here on camera where we can see them in real time and hear them. I don't think for a second any of those guys got the balls to do that. And to prove it, I'm going to post the link on Twitter. I want to prove it. That they love to talk to you in a setting where you can't see them. But if we actually had to talk like right here, right now, like adults, which is as close to a face-to-face conversation as we can get, they would never do that, because they know they're very ugly, very out of shape. They know they're funny-looking people. And social media is the only refuge for these social rejects. And I will prove it. I'm going to post a link. Invite some guests. Join the fun as I trash Tyson Fury. I love it. I love it. You know, I had my morning coffee. I'm going to have my afternoon coffee. I had my morning coffee. I got my hair cut, you know, because tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be fucking and eating pussy and all the good stuff. And, you know how it is. Sophia, what it do? Young Brando, what it do? You know, Tyson Fury's every set of negotiations that he has encounters a problem. When you think about, you know, after the first Wilder fight, the draw, the quote unquote draw, there were problems. There was a delay. Why? Tyson Fury decided to get into bed with Top Rank. That was in between the first fight and the second fight. In between the second fight and the third fight, once again, there was a delay. Wilder wanted his third fight, but Tyson Fury and his promoter were running around telling everybody they're not going to fight Wilder for a third time. They're never going to fight him again. And what happens? You ended up fighting him again. Another delay. You delayed the third Wilder fight. You know, the White fight. You delayed that. You know, that took forever. He can never just make a fight in a timely fashion. There always has to be this dog and pony show. It always has to be this circus, this clown show. Just make the fight and shut the fuck up. Just make the fight. That's all you have to do. And you can never do it. You know? Yeah, I want to let sporting icons in on this. I'm a big fan of sporting icons. I love my Brits. I love my UK bros. Shout out to my man Base the Kid. Shout out to my man Boxing Beats and Rhymes. You know, shout out to those guys. Love those fucking guys. Who else? Shout out to my man Lennox, World Traveler. Shout out to my man Lennox. I love my UK guys, man. But I don't love Tyson Fury. He's a fat fucking fraud. He's just a fat fucking fraud. And the main thing that these guys like about him, it's not who he beat. It's not his boxing. It's that he's shaped like a bag of milk and he looks like them. That's what it is. It's just another form, another derivative of tribalism. That's what it is. Virtuoso, I need you to insult Tyson Fury. Everybody that joins this chat has to start off by insulting Tyson Fury. So what do you got for us?
You know, it's not often that I wake up to some bullshit, but then I gotta hear that Luke fucking what is it? He's gonna pull out now. He wants to fight in England now. What is it? He wants to fight with a fucking Burger King crown, little fucking clown.
I'm telling you, it never fucking ends with that guy. Unbiased, I'm glad you joined. I need you to start off. Insult Tyson Fury for me for a couple of times, please.
Okay, Tyson Fury he is actually what they say Crawford is. He actually lives up to it. It's part of his persona. That's what makes him money. That's why he does it. Because the thing is, the fact of the matter is, he still got shit to prove. Because the only person we can actually look at and say your legacy is built is because you beat Deontay Wilder 3 times.
Basically,
he still has shit to prove.
His whole legacy, and you know, they really, before I pass it to who is that? That's the Dark Prince. Before I pass it to the Dark Prince, they want us to believe that because he beat Wilder 3 times, that I'm supposed to rank him
all-time great
with Joe Louis,
he'll beat Ali,
and Max Baer, and all. They're like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What boxing historian is gonna rank him that high for beating one guy 2 times? Come on, let's cut the fucking crap. So let's go over to the Dark Prince. Dark Prince, I need you to insult Tyson Fury for me for a couple of times. Can you do
that? Is my mic working?
Mic is working. So let's hear some trash. Let's hear some trash talk. What do you got to say about Tyson?
Okay, yes. Trash talk. Now, I usually don't lend myself to biased commentary. I try to be as objective as possible, but I'm not going to be that one dude on a trash Tyson Fury show, not trashing Tyson Fury. I won't trash him, but I'll say the facts. Many pundits in the boxing community are even putting him in the top 5 all-time heavyweight. That boggles my mind. I don't know how much credit are we really supposed to give him for beating Deontay Wilder, who for at least the first 30 maybe 40 fights of his career, tomato cans, Uber drivers, and quesadilla makers.
And don't
Courtesy
forget
of Al
rickshaw
Heyman.
drivers too. Don't forget the rickshaw drivers. Rickshaw drivers too.
Forgive me, Jules. How could I be so remiss? Can't forget them. Those guys too. We're giving him a lot of credit for that. We're giving him credit for Dylan White. I don't understand why, though. To me, his first legitimate test, aside from Vladimir Klitschko, which we have to give him credit for that. We do.
And I do.
It wasn't aesthetically pleasing, but he beat Klitschko, who was the man at the time. That's irrefutable. We can't take that away from him. But that's so far removed from what he's been giving us lately. Outside of Klitschko, Usyk is the biggest threat to his reign. And I'm being on record now, and I'll be tweeting it in the weeks to come. I'm picking Usyk to beat him.
Dark Prince, I want to say this. I want to get your thoughts on this because I know, and it is true that Dark Prince is not biased. I talk to him all the time. This is Dark Prince from Twitter, right?
Yes, it is. I'm the Spence fan. I'm the Spence fan that's not crazy.
Okay. Look, that's the one thing we don't agree on, but we can say this, Dark Prince, that beating Vladimir, and it was a big win. I don't take that away from him. I don't take that away from him, but I don't look at that as being on the same scale as beating Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston? Who beating Sonny Liston?
Ali beating Sonny Liston, you know?
That's apples and oranges.
And I don't look at that as being on the scale as Joe Frazier beating Muhammad Ali. Like, no, it's not the same.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The shellacking that George Foreman put on Joe Frazier, I don't look at beating Vlad in that awful fight. That was a stinker of a fight. Nobody watches that fight. I don't look at George dispatching Joe in 2 rounds, 6 knockdowns in that fight for the heavyweight title. I don't look at Fury's piss poor, boring fight with Vlad as being on the same scale as that. Is that fair?
That's more than fair. Look, anyone can paint a house, but the way you arrange the colors shows just how well of a painter you are.
That's a beautiful parallel.
I mean, again, we have to give him credit for how he beat, Vladimir Klitschko, but he didn't necessarily dispatch him. He didn't really outclass him either.
No, he didn't. And it was an awful fight. I want to go to Sporting. We've got Sporting in from the United Kingdom. I believe Sporting is in Manchester right now. Sporting, a few harsh words for Tyson Fury, please.
Well, I'm not in Manchester. If I was, I'm pretty sure the Fury clan would be coming for me.
That's like his HQ, Manchester. Whenever I see a guy's in Manchester, I'm very fucking suspicious on Twitter. Whenever I see a guy's in Manchester. Sporting, what do you make of this whole fiasco now, this latest fiasco? Does it get tired?
It does, but it's not surprising though, is it? Every time Fury's supposed to be having this big fight, there's problems. And it's everybody else's fault but his, according to his fans. It's like an Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn took, 8-9 weeks to finally get the deal done with the Saudis for undisputed for him to pull out coincidentally on the very final day because of an arbitration. Very coincidental. With Fury going TikTok all the way through, Bob Arum and Frank Warren Godin, Eddie Hearn, and then suddenly this one's been going on since minimum October.
Yep, at minimum.
With the same people.
It's always them. It's always them. I want to read the super chat. Canelo haters are mad that he got a Super Bowl commercial with Michelob. Like they care about David Benavidez getting the fight, let alone know who he is. David Benavidez is nothing. He's a nobody. He doesn't deserve a Super Bowl commercial. Not that he could ever get one because he can't. He's nothing. Only the PBC guys like him that much. I want to go to Edwin Castillo. He's got a super chat for us. Top of the morning, Jules. Prime Vlad destroys Fury. I think a lot of good fighters destroy Fury because he's basically living off of what are 2 opponents. He's living off of 2 opponents. Vladimir, which I think is a credible win, to Dark Prince's point. I do think it's a credible win. I even think Wilder is a credible win. The disconnect is that you get to be in the top 5 or the top 10 of the heavyweight division off of only 2 credible wins. Like, are you joking? Look at the guys that are up there. Look at how many times Joe Louis defended the heavyweight title. 25 times. 25.
26.
Okay? 26, goddammit. Chris, let's trash Tyson Fury, New York style. What do you got to say?
Of course.
Let's go.
That big blubbery piece of shit from Manchester. I can't stand this fuck. I agree with you guys. He won convincingly against Vlad 8 years ago. It was a stinker. Hey, he did it. He liquidated the division, and he allowed Anthony Joshua to get those titles. I'm not saying he allowed Anthony Joshua to get those titles per se. You know what I mean? But he allowed fresh new blood because it was getting real old and real, stuffy at the heavyweight division because no one could match Klitschko. Cool. But hey, you need to tell me we're going to give you credit for Klitschko and Wilder. Mind you, let's even look at it like this. Lennox Lewis's fucking, comeback fights were harder than fucking, some of Deontay Wilder's, heavyweight championship title defenses. Like, for example, do you think Deontay Wilder would have an easy time dealing with Tommy Morrison? No. Do you think he would deal with fucking? Do you think he would be able to deal with Tony Tucker?
Shannon Briggs.
Shannon Briggs. None of them.
None of them.
All. So at the end
Michael
of the day,
Graham.
Michael fucking Graham. You mean to tell me? I don't even think he does well against David Tua, to keep it being with you.
To be honest, Tyson Fury is not that heavyweight champion who takes on all comers. He isn't.
He's always been calculated. You got to remember, this is a guy who got knocked down by Neville Pikic. The first Chisora fight.
Got a gift with John McDermott.
Yeah, he struggled the first Chisora fight. You 6'9" with an 85-inch reach. You mean to tell me you can't keep Chisora off of you? Come the fuck on. Like, this is the guy we're talking about. You got knocked down heavily against Steve Cunningham, which you went on the Joe Rogan show and stupidly told him this was the toughest fight of my career. I don't like small fighters. Like, why the fuck would you even say some silly shit like that? That's one. And number two, right? We know that you're scared of smaller, more coordinated heavyweights. So it only points to the final point here. You're stalling this fight because you know it is a tough ask for you. Because, hey, does Usyk punch like fucking Ernie Shavers? No. But does Usyk have enough power to put you on your ass? Yes, he does.
Yeah, Nevin Piker did. Yeah. Steve Cunningham did.
Does Usyk have enough skill to get away from those long-ass levers? Because, like you said, hey, guys with longer reaches than Usyk have a tough time of it because Usyk can get in and out, and Usyk's punches, due to how smaller his arms are comparative to them, come back to his face quickly, and he doesn't give you anything to really touch at. So at the end of the day, we know he's doing this for a reason because you know why? I want to get the most money for my buck that I can also be comfortable that, hey, they might swing it my way because in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, how you fucked up the Anthony Joshua fight, they're not going to give you any fucking concessions at all. And in the UK, they will.
No. I want to give a special shout out to the only Amanda Serrano, who's being honored in Puerto Rico, all right? They just did the honor. Shout out to Amanda. Always a nice lady. Always a gracious champion. She's the fucking best. Gotta love her. And let's go to Drew. Drew, as well, first let me read this super chat. Jay, if Regis can't get a fight, do you think he would move up for a Virgil Ortiz fight at 147? Am I reaching? Does Munguia Triple G happen next? Well, I want to say when it comes to Regis, I feel like you'd have to offer him something substantial to fight someone like Virgil because Virgil's not a champion yet. So there needs to be something in it for Regis. If there's not going to be a full title, there's got to be some money at least before he decides to take on somebody like that. So that's what I think about that. When it comes to Munguia, I don't know. Like, I thought that was going to be the play. I really thought that it was going to be Triple G versus Munguia in September, provided he beats Falcao in March. It doesn't look like he's fighting Falcao. So I don't know what Triple G's planning on now, but that's what I thought his 2-fight plan was. Falcao, Munguia on his own. It doesn't look like he's doing that, so we just have to wait and see. Let's go to Drew on the West Coast. Can we get some West Coast trash talk as quickly as you can? What makes Tyson Fury such a massive piece of shit, in your opinion?
Oh, well, not even just a piece of shit. He's just a guy that has penis envy.
Wow.
Very, very much penis envy. Worried about the size of Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua's junk. That's one area of insecurity. Two, he's scared shitless of this fight because in all his fights, Jules, he is the better boxer. He is the better athlete. The only advantage he has here in this fight, and he knows it, is his size. He's not the better athlete. He's not the better fighter. He's not the more decorated fighter.
He's not.
He just has physical advantages. That's it.
That's it. That's all he has, that he's big. Whenever you talk about this fight, all they tell you is Fury's too big. That's all they tell you. And when you tell them, well, he wasn't too big for John McDermott, they try to act like nothing happened. Well, he wasn't too big for John McDermott. John won that fight. Everybody in the United Kingdom knows it. Everybody in Manchester knows it. Everybody in Brixton knows it. The world knows it, all right? Everybody knows it.
Anybody unbiased that breaks this down just from the X's and O's of boxing knowledge, there's no advantage that he has. He's not quicker on the feet. He doesn't have better just level change better than Usyk. He doesn't.
He's not a better dancer than Usyk. Have you seen him? Usyk has rhythm, man. He's a captain.
Usyk was able to compete on the Ukrainian professional soccer team.
Well, Fury is a failed Olympian. He tried, but he failed, and that's just the reality of it. He didn't qualify for Team GB. He's not that good. He's never that good. He still isn't that good. I want to go to a new panelist, CPN Boxing Round 2. You got to trash Tyson Fury before you say anything. What do you got?
Well, you know how this shit goes, bro. You know, Tyson Fury's bullshitting this. First it was the money. Now it's, we won it in Wembley. Bro, the money's there. If the money's there for Joshua, it's there for him. What the fuck?
Thank you. Common sense.
What is this? You know what I mean? And see, Usyk knows that he's full of shit. And also, let me let you guys in on something. See, Usyk's playing that hardball because they seen that shit would happen last year. That shit show when fucking Tyson Fury came all coked up with the coke throat talking about Monday is the fucking deadline when Frank Warren and Bob Arum are saying totally two different things.
Exactly.
Than what he's saying, like, yo, what are you doing? You know, what are you really saying? Or do you want this fight or you don't want this fight? Exactly. You know what I mean? Because obviously your managers, your promoters want it. They co-promote you. They're saying for once in a lifetime, Matchroom in Queensbury, we're on the fucking same scale for once. When did that happen?
Exactly.
Isn't there for Dillian White and fucking Dubois? That was a small scale bullshit fight. This is a huge scale. This was Manny Pac. Fuck this. This is Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad.
God damn it.
What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Every time with this fat milkshake bastard, there's a fucking problem. Every time. Between the first Wilder fight and the second Wilder fight, there was a problem. Between the second fight and the third fight, there was a problem. Between the Wilder fight and the White fight, there was a problem. Between the White fight and the Chisora fight, there was a problem. Between the Chisora fight and the there's a fucking problem. There's always a fucking problem with this milkshake bastard.
Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Bustelo. What do you think the percentage is of Bob and Frank not liking the deal structure? Between 10 and 15%?
I think it's 99% they don't like
That's why the fight's not happening.
99%. 99%. Look, I don't want to be that guy who's always tooting his own horn. You can go to the videos I did about
Don't
this.
Capricorns always do that, though?
No, we had that live conversation as soon as, remember, Jules, we had that. This was going to be a factor.
Look at, just don't believe anything I say. I'll make it easier because those videos are only 17 minutes. And you can go back to the videos I did a couple of weeks ago before any of this came up. I said in plain English, I wonder how Frank and Bob are going to like that deal structure, because in all likelihood, what the Saudis want is to buy the rights from the fight to then auction them off. They want to flip them, the same as they did with Joshua versus Usyk. And I don't know if they're going to go for that because they want to satisfy their broadcast partners. They want the fight to go to BT. They want the fight to go to ESPN, even if it shortchanges the money. And it is shortchanging the money because Bob admitted that himself, that the fight, and there's more money in Saudi for the fight than there is in the UK for the
So
fight.
why can't they not just let them have the Saudi Arabia rights they have the rights in America
Because they know where the bulk of the buys are going to come from. The bulk of the buys for the fight. They know which market is going to put up, the bulk of the buys. Where are the bulk of the buys going to come from? The bulk of the buys are going to come from the United Kingdom. And if it goes to auction, Sky might do with that fight. Forget the Zone. Don't even worry about the Zone. Sky, which is a bigger platform than BT, they might do with that fight what they did with Joshua versus Usyk. They might put upwards of 30, 40 million or whatever to get the rights for that fight. And then BT is out in the cold. They're not going to be happy about that. That's what I really think it's all about. This stadium bullshit, you're telling me that you can't wait. Let's say for argument's sake, just like CPN said, for argument's sake, let's just say, okay, they told you they can't build the stadium on time. Let's just say that, right? Given what the fight is worth, you're telling me that you can't wait for more money. Bullshit. You didn't want it over there. You don't want it over there. You wanted it Wembley. 1, for BT, and 2, for home field advantage. Because that's neutral terrain. That's what that is. That's a neutral location. You don't want it at a neutral location.
And mind you, Usyk doesn't mind to bust that ass in London. That's his second home, damn near.
No, even further. Usyk likes busting your ass in your hood.
That's all he does.
That makes him fight better.
That's all he does.
The motherfucker went into Russia. You think he give a fuck about fighting on the road?
You think he's fucking worried about some fat milkshake bastard who lost his hair in his 20s?
He's a fucking road warrior. He's very field.
He's very field.
Very field, bro. Like,
is it true? Is it true he's a Capricorn too?
Who?
Usyk. It's true, right? He's a Capricorn.
It is.
Usyk?
He is a Capricorn. He is a Capricorn, just like me, just like you, just like Ali, just like Joe Frazier, just like George Foreman, just like Felix Trinidad. That's what he is. Just like Custom Auto, Patterson. All right.
Oh yeah, Trinidad is a Capricorn.
You fucking
must
right.
have forgot. So is Roy Jones.
You must have forgot. So is Bernard Hopkins. You motherfuckers.
He beat up Trinidad though. He beat the shit out of Trinidad.
Yeah, but he's a Capricorn too, so it don't count. Hyam says, "What up, Jules? Did Fury duck Price? I mean, to me, he did. He ducked a lot of guys back in the day that they want us to forget about. He pulled out on Price. He was supposed to fight Price, but he never did. He pulled out on Ustinov. He pulled out on Pulev. This is all facts. You can look it up. And because there's 5
he
guys.
He beat Ustinov though. That's the funny thing.
I'm not even saying that he couldn't have, but that's the type of dude he is. That's what he do. Whenever it's like that, he start acting funny. Like, I don't want to do that because bunch of bullshit. Like, bro, I don't care about that shit. Let's read the super chats. Jay asking for a link. I got you. Give me a second. I got Beats. You got to join in on this action. Let's trash Tyson Fury, please. Let's trash him. I need Boxing Beats and Rhymes to get on here. I need that. Because I'm sick of Fury.
Shut up when he comes in.
I'm sick of Fury. I am. I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of people always coming to his defense when he's the common denominator in the delay for the Wilder fights. He's the common denominator in the delay for the Joshua fight. And now he's the common denominator. There's no Eddie Hearn. There's no Matchroom. There's no DAZN. No Sky. No nobody. You working with Usyk. He don't have a promoter. And what do we see? Another delay. Another one. Because
you got to remember
that fucker.
Hey, Jules, you got to remember that Usyk, he made 75 million against Anthony Joshua, and apparently he's already accepted 60 million less money to fight Fury. So Usyk ain't ducking no one.
He's not ducking nobody, bro. Like we're supposed to pretend that, because the Fury people are saying the Saudis can't deliver, they must not be able. Man, they've done this before.
They just delivered for your fucking brother, bro, to get his ass kicked by Jake Paul. The fucking Saudis are giving fucking golfers $100 millions. You think they're worried about a con man fucking shaped like a bag of milk?
That's what I'm saying. You talking about oil money. You want me to believe that people that got oil money can't deliver on a deadline. That's what you want, even though I've seen them do this before, even though they brought the WWE to Saudi Arabia, among other sports. But you want me to believe, because I'm so fucking stupid. They can't deliver on a deadline when it comes to this, though, because you're so fucking important, you balding bitch. Sick of that fucking guy.
So does that mean the fight's off?
No, that means that the fight is in jeopardy. That's what that means. The fight is in jeopardy.
I will
Because
say this though, Jules.
wait.
You did go.
I gotta go. Shout out to my man Martin Munoz for the beer money. I will spend this money on beer, and you will watch me drink it. Thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. All right, let's go to Woods RC. I think he's here to defend Fury. He looks a little bit familiar. Let's go to Woods RC. What do you got to say?
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. No, I'm not here to defend him. I'm from Manchester, like Fury. Grew up where he used to train, so massive fan of him as an amateur, and a young pro. But basically, like, it's just always been a charlatan. Like he knows how to do it very well. Like, I remember when he was an amateur and he written to a newspaper begging Price for a fight, but he did nothing to make that fight other than write to that article. So all his fans can go, well, he wrote to the newspaper. He must have wanted the fight. But it's like, yeah, but he didn't do nothing to do the fight. It's like the AJ thing. I'm a massive AJ fan, massive Lennox Lewis fan, massive boxing fan. Why I don't like Fury? Because, again, we had a great young Olympian in AJ, representing the nation, does it well. The only negative thing people can say is he said something about Black Lives Matter, which, why wouldn't he? But anyway, again, he's just tarnished a young lad, ruined a career with all his fans for nothing. Like, jealousy. It's so weird.
And I agree with you that, look, for what it's worth, Fury's a good boxer. I don't think anybody on this panel can deny that, yeah, he's a good boxer. He's one of the best boxers of this crop, of this generation of boxers. But it's the things that happen in between the boxing that get people annoyed. They're like, bro, you're not going to convince me that the Saudis, who have oil money, never mind Sky Sports money or BT money,
violations money, baby.
They are cutting people's heads off money
and cocks off
and getting away with it because that's how much money they got. And you're not going to convince me that, oh, well, they couldn't deliver on it. Bullshit. We watched them do this, bro. What it really is that Frank and Bob, they don't want their, and I anticipated this. I did. I said it months ago, weeks ago, that I'm interested to see what the deal structure is going to be because it's hard to imagine that Frank would let the rights to the fight go to auction. If they go to auction, Adam and Ben, they might put a bid in for the goddamn fight, and then it ends up on Sky. BT's not going to want that. In America, DAZN might put a bid in for the fight, and then it don't end up on ESPN. Bob's not going to want that. So I kind of already knew this is going to be a thing. I don't know that they're going to take it there. And what's wrong about it is, okay, well, if you do the fight at Wembley, are you at least going to compensate Usyk for the money you're costing him? Because you know that the Saudis were going to pay him a certain amount of money, and now he's not going to get that. And then if the fight don't happen, what are you going to do? You're going to wrap it around his neck and you're going to blame him. It's common Fury shit. Common shit.
But even before you said the deal structure was going to be an issue, Jules, you even said Fury's going to find a way to try to weasel out of this. He don't want this fight.
I kind of agree with. To me, I don't think he's ever fancied the fight. Fury is all about the show, and Usyk is a no nonsense business guy. No frills, no fuss, no muss. Let's box. That's the kind of guy that he is, and he doesn't give you the angles to psych yourself into this thing. Like, he just doesn't give you the angles to do that. You know, you can't say much to him because he barely speaks English, or at least I think he actually knows how to speak English, but he just pretends that he doesn't so he can do the Johnny Foreigner thing. And he doesn't offer you much. You know, with him, it's business. You can't pretend that he's had it all his way like AJ, because he hasn't. Every title he's ever won, he won it on the road. He has very few advantages in his fights. He's got very few advantages in this fight. He never has a problem getting the deal done. When have you ever seen Usyk not get the deal done? For God's sake, the man had to go to Russia for Gassiev. To Russia.
When have you ever seen Egis Klimas and Alex have trouble getting deals done?
Never. No, it doesn't happen. Trouble T-Roy says, fuck that fat open exhaust on a dirt bike reviving sounding ass when he talks Fury. I'm going to listen to the playback tonight at work. Peace, y'all. Appreciate the beer money, T-Roy. Appreciate it.
And I'll
Joel
go even
says,
further. Go ahead, read that. So I didn't know there was another. My bad.
Joel says, yo, what I miss, Jules? Good afternoon, bro. Saw the title, lost. I'm just trashing Fury because, I don't think his fanboys have the cojones to jump on here and say anything. And they don't. They're not going to do that. So I'm just getting some beer money, beer money for the year money. And yeah,
Beer and pizza money too. Don't forget your
I
beer
pizza.
and
actually
pizza
want.
money,
I,
beer and
I
pizza
actually
money for
wanted
But
to
fight.
let's
say
go back. Let's go back a year, Jules. When AJ was willing to step aside and Chisora was willing to step aside for Undisputed, what the fuck happened then? Remind us.
Bro, listen, the whole thing with Fury is the weirdest thing with Fury is these are not fight fans that defend him because a fight fan wants fights. So these guys that go up to bat for him, they don't go up to bat for him for that. They're going up to bat for him because they lost their hair. They're really fat. They're not very good with women. And they look at Fury and they say, oh, well, that guy looks like me and he's a
They're
winner.
sycophants. They're sycophants.
They're sycophants is what they are, right?
Wow, I
These
should be a
guys,
Fury fan.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
when
nobody
you use my
mentioned. Nobody
verbiage, can you
mentions.
please quote me when you say sycophant? Can you please quote me when you say it, please? Next time.
Absolutely. Well, we could have had Undisputed
Well, I
last
said it.
April, but the fucking Fury wanted a tune-up. We could have had Undisputed last year.
well, it's a lot of things with Fury that make it just an overall pain in the ass. You know what it is? It really is like that because why should the rights to the fight be a hangup? Eddie Hearn did the deal. Joshua and Usyk didn't have a problem. Joshua and Ruiz didn't have a problem. But when Fury's involved, there's a problem. As soon as he's involved, there's a problem. There's always a fucking problem. Justino says only guys face off. Only guys to face off post fight. No intention to fight. I see. I don't really understand, but I see. I appreciate the beer money. And yeah, it's silly that there are actually people that rush to his defense every time he has one of these episodes. Even though he's the common denominator in all of these episodes. He's the common denominator. Whenever there's a problem, it is Fury's end of it. Make no mistake. It's always Fury. Jay, what do you got to say?
His thing, Jules, is that he's been so obsessed with Anthony Joshua since Joshua defeated Klitschko, is that he'd always wanted to try and outdo and become a bigger star than him, sell more tickets than him, earn more money than him. The whole thing is about trying to outdo Joshua without having to fight Joshua. For this whole Alexander Usyk situation, he says that he wants double what Anthony Joshua made. I mean, the Saudis, listen, they may have a lot of money, but they're stupid enough to hand over 150 million to Tyson Fury.
Exactly. I mean, like one, you're not worth that. Two, I really think that they won it in Wembley because, home field advantage. It'll go to BT. They want control of the board because this is a fight that might end up going to a decision. It might not end in a knockout. And they just want every conceivable advantage because that's how Fury is. That's the kind of guy that he is. He's a piece of shit, sack of shit, nandrolone user, cocaine abuser, liar, fat fraud. And yeah.
Was there a point in Tyson Fury's history that
made you go, I'm not too sure I like him very much? Yes. I would say for me, it was when he willfully chose Wilder over Joshua, even though the deal structure was the same. Eddie Hearn stated that he wanted 2 tune-up fights before he would face Anthony Joshua. This is before he fought Wilder. And you go into the Wilder deal and you're acting as if you're fighting a guy that Joshua didn't want to fight. You're acting as if, oh, well, I'm going to do the job that he didn't do, when in reality, you chose Wilder because he's more limited and you can't A-side Anthony Joshua, at least not at that time, not in 2018, but you could at least be on even terrain with Wilder. Their fight, it was a 50-50 deal. Yeah, because that's where you are. You're on his level. You're not at the AJ level where you can get the lion's share of the pot. That's what was all about.
Well, they both cherry picked each other, didn't they?
They cherry picked each other because they both thought they could beat each other.
So,
and that's when I decided, I don't really like this guy. I would have preferred Fury versus AJ, but it is what it is. He's fighting Wilder. But that's when I decided, yeah, this guy's a fraud. This guy's a fraud.
now what I want to know is, if this fight doesn't go through, right? Who does this, walking colostomy bag piece of shit fight.
He called him a walking
Colostomy.
But
I found that for the thumbnail now. That's gonna.
bro, who does he fight though? If he doesn't fight Usyk, who
Francis
is he going to
Ngannou,
sell on a
bro.
fucking venue?
Francis Ngannou,
Oh
bro.
my God.
Oh,
Francis Ngannou, bro.
Doesn't
Like
Wilder want to fight him too? So like, what? It's like
it's the race to Ngannou, bro. He wants to see
No,
how
it
big
really
the
no,
is.
Joe, y'all ain't lying. It really is a race to see what affiliation Ngannou signs with and who can get him first.
who's the
Yeah, I
biggest
mean,
star? Gets the guy. You know.
yeah, like to me, it's the natural choice because you know it has crossover appeal. You'll know you'll know that it's a low risk situation that puts money in your pocket. You know and I feel like that's more what he's shooting for, or maybe more WWE fights. You know, those kinds of things. Maybe he wants to get some of that money. But I never really felt like he wanted the
It
Usyk.
It
He doesn't
really
want
is
it.
the
He
Ngannou
doesn't want
fight because that's the only fight for any fighter right now, not necessarily Wilder, that does 1 million buys in each continent transatlantically, 1 million in the States and 1 million in the UK.
Yeah, like you know
That's the only reason they want it.
You know, like this is supposed to be an easy one because there's no Eddie Hearn. You don't have to work with anybody to do this. You know, it's just Frank and Bob. That's it. And the fact that it's not easy, and the fact that there are still people defending this fat fucker, this fat colostomy bag of a boxer. It's irritating. Like, man, get the fuck out of my face, bro. Nobody believes me, yo. Nobody believes the 5 burner accounts that always show up to defend Tyson Fury. Nobody believes you. It's a piece of shit. Sack of shit. Let's get some more insults going. What else, Tyson Fury? Piece of shit.
I don't know who's worse, Fury fans or the recent crop of Canelo detractors mad that fucking pepperoni nipples hasn't gotten a title shot yet.
Oh man, fuck that fucking guy. Nope, they're not gonna buy that Benavidez versus Plant fight. The worst thing is, I think for me, when it comes to those guys, is they're not actually gonna support that show or even support that fighter. They just want to change other people's opinions so that they'll support that fighter, so that they'll buy his fight. Because push comes to shove, that shit ain't gonna sell nothing. Nobody gonna buy
Jules,
it.
do you think when they were negotiating, Michelob's talking to Canelo's agent and blah blah blah, they're like, we're really looking forward to you fighting this guy David Benavidez. This deal is contingent on you fighting David Benavidez.
Exactly. Like seriously? They don't even know who the fuck that guy is. Dique Bandera Roja. Man, get off of Chavez dick, bro. You trying to be like a fake Chavez because you remember Chavez used to wear the red headband. You ain't Chavez, bro. You're not. Like, get out. What was he doing at 20? How old is this guy? 26? And what are you doing, bro? The fuck out of here, bro.
Chavez in his first 10 years, Chavez was a Hall of Famer. Roberto Duran was a Hall of Famer. Canelo's a Hall of Famer in his first 10 years. Like, Floyd was a Hall of Famer after 10 years as a pro.
Fuck, that's the fuck I'm saying. And you talk to these guys that have been watching boxing for 10 minutes, all of 10 minutes, and they try to hype and they'll try to talk to you like they know something. Like, bro, listen, bro, that dude ain't it. I'm looking at him. That dude ain't it. I don't know. I really don't think he's ever going to get in the Hall of Fame. I don't. But so far, there's nothing there that gets him in the Hall. No, it ain't. He ain't do nothing. Well, because you fighting Caleb Plant? That's going to get you in the Hall?
There's only two PBC fighters that are Hall of Fame bound if they stay on their trajectory. That's Mel Charlo and Lil Stevie Fulton. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And that's if he wins. That's if he wins. Back to just trashing Fury and you know
Fury.
It's like you want to like him, but you can't because there's always a problem with you. At the end of the day, fight fans want fights, bro. They don't want these productions, these WWE things. They want fights. Simple as that. And the fact that you're dealing with a guy who doesn't characteristically have issues in negotiations, like there isn't an easier guy I think to deal with at heavyweight than Usyk, because he's a free agent. He's not with anybody. He's not with a network. He's not really with a promoter. K2 Promotions, but I mean, really, that don't mean nothing. And still, problems. problems. And then if the fight don't happen because you screwed up the money, which was a lot of money, by the way, if the fight don't happen because you screwed up the money, we're supposed to give, no, it's your fault, bro. It's you. It's always you fat cocaine sniffing fraud. It's always that guy, man.
He's just a fat slob that, like I said, he's jealous of AJ. He's envious that Amir Khan's wife picked AJ to cuckold Amir, not him.
Yeah. Who's gonna pick Fury? Who's gonna pick Fury to cuckold? You know, yeah, like really, like come on now, like you're not that guy, bro. All right, you're not that guy. You're the stupid kid. You're the retarded kid. That's what you are. You're that kid. All right, you're the moron. All right, you're just the moron who's good at something. All right, and I fucking hate him, and I can't wait to see Usyk take him to school if he ever finds the balls to fight Usyk, because he's a fucking idiot. And fuck him, and I just want to see him lose. And fuck his fans. Fuck all his fans. Fuck Tyson Fury and all the Fury's fans. Fuck them too, you fucking pussies.
I mean, even his brother's fighting in Saudi Arabia, for God's sakes. Like,
yeah, like we never seen the Saudis put together a fight. We're supposed to believe this latest sack of shit. That like we've never seen them put an event together just like this one. Enough already, bro. And like seriously,
like they put it on the fucking World Cup, yo.
In Qatar. I'm like, bro, they got money over there that you can't imagine. So miss me with they couldn't get the schedule on the stadium. You believe that shit? What are you, an idiot? They're cutting people's heads off over there on schedule. They're very punctual. So you're not going to convince me, yeah, they couldn't get the stadium up. Really, fam? I'm supposed to believe that? Come on, dog. Get the fuck.
They built one for Joshua for the real.
If they had to cut off 10 guys' heads to get that stadium up, I guarantee that stadium would have been up. So please, all right? Enough.
You missed us with that shit.
Fucking ridiculous, bro.
I bet you they even offered a couple of virgins for Fury to take the deal, and he still said no.
Yeah, they probably offered him a couple of concubines, and those are great-looking women, by the way, over there. Great-looking women over there. And you know, Fury, he just can't handle it because he's just a chump, and he's the ambassador of other chumps and guys that have penis envy, and they need to hide on Twitter and use decals of shit other than their face because they're self-conscious. He's fucking weirdos, bro. Fucking hate that guy. Fuck him. He's a piece of shit, and you know, he's just a piece of shit. And I want to keep trashing Fury.
Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Ain't shit. Mike says Fury is as confident in fighting Usyk as he was that security guard who tangled Billy Joe Saunders' old man. Those pesky. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, he's just such a sack of shit. You got Billy Joe Saunders' dad. He's a really fat guy, really old guy. He gets pushed down by security. Fury acts like he doesn't know the man. You don't know. You didn't know that was Billy's dad.
Some fucking friend you are.
You're not a fuck like. Well, listen, I'm a fighting man, and I'm gonna fight.
That's how I know.
What kind of friend? What kind of friend doesn't? What kind of friend doesn't jump in?
Dogs the size of hamsters with more courage than Luke Fury. He's a fucking.
That's how I know your boy Daniel Kinahan be punking him, Jules.
Bro, he's just a pussy. Is that more money? I think that's more money. That's more money. He's just a pussy. If that's your man, Billy Joe Saunders is your man, bro. That's your homie, your roadie. That's your guy. You gonna let them hem up his father in front of you? You big for nothing, punk ass motherfucker.
Some friend.
I'm a fighting man. I'm Tyson Fury, and no man born of his father's ass cheeks can lick Tyson Fury's. You fucking punk ass motherfucker. It's dogs with more courage.
I swear, y'all, if I ever see him, I swear I'll throw an orange at him. I swear I will. Like,
they need to bring back throwing tomatoes, guys. Remember they used to do that too. They used to throw popcorn, tomatoes.
I miss the good old day. That's why I wish the mob still ran boxing.
Who this man?
Remember, Steve Kim would always tell those stories of old managers and network execs. It's like, if you don't mix it up, you're not getting paid.
Yeah, you need to bring that back. Bring back throwing tomatoes and popcorn and hot dogs at the fight. Bring that shit back, you know.
Wow, y'all New Yorkers be throwing glizzies in the garden if your shit fucking boring.
Listen, you gonna get a Tim boot. You gonna get a Tim boot. If you in New York, you gonna get a whole Tim boot thrown at you, bro.
Shit.
You fucking fraud. You let your man father get hemmed up by security. Ain't
I
you?
throw some Nandrolone at him.
Ain't you supposed to be Leonidas? Yeah, I'm the Spartan. I'm a fighting man. I fight the man and I fight. You didn't do shit, B. His dad was getting hemmed up in front of you, like fucking 3 feet in front of you. You acted like you didn't even know him. Wow. And that's your man? Nah, B, that's not your man, B. That dude is fake as fuck. Fake as
So I take it, Jules, you're gonna laugh your ass off if Jake Paul starches Tommy Fury.
Oh hell yeah!
Love that, because that'll be another look like John Fury. Before people realized that his pro boxing matches were literally online, he used to care. I'm the bare knuckle champ, bro. The only highlights of you doing anything is getting knocked out. That's the only highlights of you.
You got knocked out by Henry Akron one day, bro.
Oh, right?
Somebody who had to
Lennox
hug Lennox Lewis for not getting
all
knocked
that
out.
cash shit. He talking. That's the equivalent
He
of
was
them
a
guys.
fucking journeyman.
Yo, that's the equivalent of them guys that'll tell you, like, yeah, I was Golden Gloves. That's John Fury. I was the bare knuckle champion of the champions.
Jules, remember what you said you do? You said you put up a poster of such and such. Did you say if Jake Paul?
I told you, if Jake
I
Paul
remember
win that fight, that wall is going to be, if I don't get a poster, I will fucking draw Jake Paul on that wall.
That's what's up.
All right? I need him.
You're going live for that fight, aren't you, Jules?
I need him to beat Tommy Fury because I want John to explain. I want John to have to explain how your son got his ass whooped. I need Jake to win that fight.
Why Big John trying to big himself up like he underground, bro?
Yo, John really thought he could talk all that cash shit.
Knocked out by the governor.
Yo, he really thought he could talk all this cash shit. Like it ain't. You know what he thought? He thought people wouldn't recognize him because he had hair back then. Remember, he had like the Orlando Bloom hair and a little wispy mustache. He thought people wouldn't recognize. Like, yo, that's you getting knocked out by Akawinde, bro. Akawinde starched you, bro. What's all this? I'm the bare knuckle Manchester and champion of the champion. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You ducked Mickey Theo, bro. I ain't forget that. That was 2 years ago. Mickey Theo wanted problems. You ain't had nothing to say to him, but you trying to fight Jake Paul, really? Come on, B. Get out of here. I need his son to get knocked the fuck out. Jake got to do that.
Hopefully he keeps his shirt on if that happens. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yo, that dude is built like a couch with no skin. It's just like a couch cushion that don't got a cover on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate the Furies, bro. All the Furies, I hate all of them.
Except Peter. I fuck with Peter.
No, I like Peter, but I mean, I can't imagine I could talk this much shit and he gonna like me, so I guess I gotta be fuck him too.
I'm sure he understands.
He not going to, like, come on, be like Peter. Yo, I will say that honestly, Peter is the only real one I see. Yep. Peter don't talk no cash shit ever. Like, he never. That's how I know. Yo, he'll kill you. He will fucking kill you, bro. Because he don't never talk no cash shit, no fly shit, no hot shit, no rah-rah shit. He just be sitting there drinking his wine and doing them interviews. Because if somebody say the wrong thing, he'll kill him. I really think Peter, out of everybody in the family, the real killer is Peter. John, man, get the fuck out of here, B. Fuck out of here. Talking all that shit.
Peter's legitimate. John's a fraud, man.
John is a fraud, bro. I could look in Peter's eyes. When I look in his eyes, it's bodies in them eyes. That man has killed people. All right, John? Get the fuck out of here, B. You the type to lie on your dick at the bar. Yeah, yo. And then just have some regular old starfish sex. Like, man, you get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, my guy. Nobody believe that shit. And I'm going to post the link in the chat. Anybody else want to jump on and trash these bum-ass Furies? Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury, Big John.
Fury ain't shit. The Furies ain't shit.
I hate the Furies, bro.
Yeah, Furies and Fury.
Hate their ass, bro. Motherfucker. John Fury. Like, bro, if your son, right, if the whole deal is that your son is supposed to fight Jake, why are you taking your shirt off? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, bro? He supposed to fight him, right? So what you doing? You another Lopez Senior, bro. You trying to steal your son's thunder. You want all the camera time for yourself. That's why Tommy like that. Don't you notice Tommy low key timid? Yeah, and I want to fight him. No, like he looked like he's about to cry. I'm gonna fight. Get in this ring. No, like bitch. Wait your turn, motherfucker. You lucky Jake Paul is giving you the time of day. That's the other thing.
For the third fucking time.
Very fucking lucky. Jake Paul ain't never been scared of you, bro. 3 times he tried to get it on with you. Who fucked it up? It wasn't him. Wasn't him. Them Furies is some frauds, bro. Furies is some motherfucking frauds, bro. Trying to tell you. Now, I want to go to Sporting. Sporting, when did you realize? Because Fury did have a couple of big wins. He did beat Vlad, and that was monumental. But when did you decide that Fury is just a sack of shit?
You remember when Huey fought Joseph Parker for the world title, and Parker got the decision. After the fight, you got Tyson running around saying, "Oh, it's a robbery! It's a robbery." Not even an hour later, he's getting pissed up with Joseph Parker, celebrating the fact that Parker beat him. Now, I don't know about you. If you know fighters personally, let alone the fact that they're family, you're with your family. You don't speak to the other people.
Yep.
And,
that's right.
And when I saw him celebrating with Parker, I thought, you piece of shit.
Do you think that might have had something to do with the falling out that Peter had with John and Tyson? Well, Luke, I should say. Luke the Fluke. Do you think that that's a part of the reason? Because there does seem to be somewhat of a rift between Peter and John and the rest of the circus.
Well, if you notice that right before the fight, Tyson was going on social media having a go at Peter, having a go at Mick Hennessy and Huey for going into the David Haye gym to spy Joe Joyce. For his fight. He was blasting them, "I'm done with you lot. You're traitors," and this, that, and the other. So I'm wondering if that's part of the fallout.
Let's go to Dom C, a new panelist. Dom C, is Fury a piece of shit or a sack of shit?
I give him his props for the people he fought, but when I debate with Usyk people, not Usyk people, but when I debate this fight, all they can bring is his size. Oh, he's gonna lay on him. He's gonna smother him like some pancakes and syrup. That's not a tactic, but that is a dirty tactic, I guess. But it's not a real.
I guess that's the only way that he could win is smother the guy. That's it.
But we definitely talked before. This is really Mr. PBC. I can't change it StreamYard. Well, I can. I just didn't do it. But I've been on your panel before talking Bill and shit and Canelo. But I think Tyson Fury, he's doing this. It's a smart tactic. He's selling himself. He's prolonging the fight. Technically, I've noticed when people prolong big fights, they get more money in the long run. So
yeah, but can we really say that he's getting more money by prolonging the fight when he's getting away? Like literally, think about it. You're walking away from more money for less money at Wembley.
Well, he knows that Usyk don't sell shit. I mean, he's.
It's not that. It's that. In other words. All right, let me put it this way. Bob Arum said it himself. This is how I know, which to me is the smoking gun. Bob said that the purse is smaller in England than it would be in Saudi. So I can't say, yeah, you doing this to sell a fight. Nah, you was gonna get more money. You want less money. Why? Home field advantage.
Well, I think I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 real. I think Usyk is gonna be the turning point for tall fighters. Tall fighters were good, then, but now Usyk's in the game. I can't downplay him no more like I used to. I used to say he's small heavyweight, but the way he gets under people, it's like an umbrella. He's getting underneath this umbrella and he's throwing these crazy jabs and these fake jabs and these real jabs. It's just, to me, I think he beats Tyson Fury, and I think Tyson Fury knows he's a big problem. He's a real big problem. Because if you lose to him,
you mentioned about numbers.
The tall heavyweights are going to go. That's thing of the past.
Well, that's not a bad thing, because if you remember when the heavyweights were more moderately sized, when the average height of a heavyweight wasn't between 6'6" or 6'5" and 6'7", you got more action out of the heavyweight division. The guys didn't gas as quickly. Those guys that were like a Burt Cooper size, or Michael Moorer size. They weren't little guys. They were heavyweights, but they weren't giants. What I notice about the giant era of heavyweights is, they do throw less punches because they're bigger. They get tired faster, and that wouldn't be a bad thing if the average heavyweight is the size of a Jared Anderson or the size of a Richard Torres, because then you'd get more action fights out of the division.
Okay, but Jules, let's look at the history of these tall fighters. Tyson Fury went life or death with him in the third, and he was gassed out, and Wilder was definitely gassed out. And I think with Usyk, he's so posed and calm and collect. To me, he reminds me of Bivol. He can't sell for shit, but he's gonna beat your ass, and he's gonna probably win.
Thing. You know why I can't say he can't? This is one thing that stands out to me. The two fights that he had with Joshua, and obviously Joshua certainly had something to do with it, so let's not be, obtuse, but the two fights that he had with Joshua, they did over 1 million buys in the UK. So it's not like they don't know him. They do know him over there.
Hey, Joe, sorry.
Sorry
to interrupt you there. Just to clarify, when Fury fought Chisora, 300,000 pay-per-view buys. When Usyk fought Chisora, 1.2 million.
There you go. Like this is the disconnect, and I think that people are being disingenuous. Some of the guys we see on Twitter and some of the guys that argue about this, that Usyk is known in the UK. That's where he's been fighting for years now, bro. The Bellew fight, the Chisora fight. It was a UK audience that bought those Joshua fights, those pay-per-views. There was a UK audience that bought those, not American one or something like that. They know who he is. So this idea that, you just supposed to take whatever you could get, and it's like, nah, son, like that dude sold shit over there. Like, granted, a lot of those were Joshua fans, but by now they know the dude. So, like, really though, like it just seemed like some bullshit.
Okay, but Jules, get this. He's taking less money, and he got most of the belts. So he's kind of selling himself short.
But why? Dom? But why? Think about it like this. You right. Got most of the belts, but that's because they offering him less money. In Wembley, really. Because in Saudi, he was set them. I think he was supposed to make, 50, 60 over there? So can we 50, really... 60. So that's a lot, bro. And that's in Saudi. Whereas, in the UK, Fury could start acting sedity. But on the world stage, nah, my guy. This dude, these Saudis is willing to put up 60 M's for this man. They willing to put 60 M's for this man.
It reminds me of, Terrence Crawford and Earl. Usyk is a dude who's willing to do whatever it takes to make the fight. And that's what I love about him. He don't care about money. And I wish Bud and Earl believed the same thing. But
that fight is dead, bro. Like, I don't even care about that shit. Like, it's dead, bro. Like, and I've been saying for years, I don't think they're gonna fight. So now that I'm here, I don't feel like spending time. I'm ready for the new welterweights. I'm ready for them. I'm tired of it.
It was unnecessary to even do a segment last video you did, man. It's like it's not gonna happen.
I did it. You know why I did it? Because I did. Hold on. Let me address that. I did it because it's news. I have to do it because it's news. That look, it's out there, so I can't pretend it's not out there. Then that's just omitting information. I'll do a segment on it, but you know what it's gonna sound like. They're like, bro, like if they do the fight, yeah, I'll buy it, but it ain't what it was. The excitement level ain't what it was.
Hey, Jules, do you think that Frank Warren's playing a bit of a game here? Because he knows that Fury's probably going to end up going and fight Ngannou. He ain't going to lose that. And Usyk has no choice but to fight Daniel Dubois, his guy, next.
It could be a play. It could be a play for a multi-fight deal. It could be, because if you don't fight this guy next, you got mandatories to satisfy. Joe Joyce, he about to fight Zhilei Zhang. Daniel, it's about time you do something with him. He don't look like no champion, so feed him to Usyk. He don't look like no champion. But it could be a play to get 2 fights out of this. It very well could be, because where's Usyk going to go? Back to Matchroom? No. So it could be. The question is, does Usyk want to have more fights like that, though? I think he's approaching the end.
Usyk's got 2 fights left. No, 3 fights left. Fury, Wilder, and then a Canelo. That's what he said.
Yeah, like there's not a lot out there for him. Like if he gonna stick around and fight people, it ain't really for the Daniel Dubois of the world. And then you'd have to be obtuse to think that, oh yeah, well he's gonna avoid it. Well, what the fuck he got to avoid in Dubois? Don't you see what Kevin Lorena just did to him? You see what I mean? It's just silliness. Like right now, the fight that makes sense is Fury and Usyk. Nothing else makes sense, bro. Nothing else makes sense. And of course, when Fury's involved, shit stop making sense. Silly
say
shit.
Fury and Bud Crawford move the same way when it comes to big fights. They always got
I can't
some
say that because
negotiation.
Bud Crawford severed ties, the top rank, looking for that Spence fight. Did Fury do anything like that?
If Fury's still in the contract,
But when it comes to no, when I'm saying when it comes to Tyson Fury, there's always some issue when it comes to a fight he got. Just like with a top fighter, it's always an issue.
I can't say that
Blood is
because
the
they
same
did
way.
the Porter fight. They did the Porter fight pretty easy. There were no issues in the Porter fight.
There was an issue with the Danny.
There was
was an
the
issue.
Listen. The issue was Danny. Danny father is on camera saying, "Leave my son alone. Why are you worried about PBC fighters?" That was the issue.
Danny got offered over $3 million in the pay-per-view revenue, and he turned it down.
You can't put that on Bud. That don't even make sense. They made him an offer, $3 million guaranteed, pay-per-view upside. Come over, do the fight. How is it Bud's fault when Danny said, "I ain't the champion. I ain't the one with mandatories. I can fight who I want"? He was wearing a red blazer and a black turtleneck when he said that. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I'm talking about the
couldn't
last
believe it.
negotiation.
Some nasty shit he was wearing too.
I couldn't believe. I really couldn't believe my ears that he has the gall to have all these camera media people all around him, and that's your response. When Bud was at 140, you was talking wild shit. Your daddy was talking shit about the texture of his hair. I didn't forget that either.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't forget that either. That's why I wanted that fight. And what are you? I don't have to fight you. I see you, bro. You got it.
No, but he chooses to fight Red Catch and
Granados.
So
Granados.
that's what he chose to do instead.
And Granados. Like, bro,
man.
You ain't want that fight, bro. Like it's not hard. You didn't
And to
want
get
that
ahead
fight.
of you, man, Keith don't want it either. None of them wanted it.
None of them wanted that shit. Like I can't put that on him. If they offered you $3 million, he didn't even have a belt at that time. He didn't have a belt at that time. That was circa 20. That was after he had already lost the belt, I think, to Keith. Yeah, that was after that.
Yep.
You don't even have a belt. They offering you 3 M's.
This is a title shot. It's another title shot too.
It was, when it was the title shot. Yeah, the title shot.
No,
he was trying to get him for the W.
It was a title shot for Bud's title.
Bud's
then he didn't have a belt.
I could have sworn before the Sean Porter, they were trying to make that fight.
Yeah, but look at what's in. But look at what's in between that. That they made that deal. I think it was late 2017 going into 2018. I believe it was, or it was either 2018 going into 2019. It was one or the other. And he didn't have a belt. And look at who you fought instead of that fight. You fought Ivan Rekatch.
Yeah, it was 2019.
How is that better? You fought Ivan, and then after that, who you fought? Adrian Granados.
You got me with that one, but I just believe Tyson Fury. There's a reason why he's not making this fight, and I think it's because Usyk is damn near. If he beats Tyson Fury, which I think he will, he'll be the best heavyweight in a long, long time.
Yeah, like Fury shit. Fury shit to me. Look, Fury's not a bad boxer. I think we all agree on it. He's not a bad boxer, but he is a con man. Like, yeah, you a con man, my guy. Like, for real though, you ate wild boar testicles. That's where the nandrolone came from, really. Boar testicles. Who you think believe that dumb shit? Who really believe that dumb shit?
And even if that's true, who manages that? Like, if my friend ever ate boar testicles, we not friends no more, B.
Bro, if we on the block, let's say we on 8th somewhere, or we on 7th. Yo, you know what I was eating yesterday? Fucking bull dick. I was eating bull.
I'm not talking to you ever again, bro.
I'm talking to you
You're
at
not my
that.
mans.
What the fuck am I gonna be like? You ate what? Yeah, yo, I was eating bison balls. For what? Like, what you on, Fear Factor?
And probably be like, well, look at the time. I got to get up out of here.
You want like Joe? Y'all remember Fear Factor? He used to have people with dicks and shit.
Oh God, yeah.
He was gonna go.
Yeah, I remember that shit. There was a dude that ate the whole dick, and he was like, "Well, the time ended, so you didn't win."
Yo, he's not my man's, bro. Like, we
motherfucker sitting there about to throw up after eating fucking cow balls or whatever. It's like, bro, like, why would you eat that? Luis Ortiz's excuse wasn't as bad. He said he ate horse meat. He didn't say that he ate horse balls. He just said he ate horse meat. This dude really told these people, yeah, yo, I was chomping down on some scrotum. Really?
Remember the $30 hookers? I mean, the $30 hookers. Cocaine.
Yeah, I would have believed that story.
What kind of sides do you have with that? Like tartar sauce, coleslaw, like with the balls?
Chicken nuggets?
Rice, nigga? Amarillo? Arroz amarillo? Come on, man.
I have always felt that Fury was just trying to like kind of get away from this thing, and it's because of things that he said. He said that nobody know him and he's a foreigner, and I would have rocked with that. You fought Tom Schwartz though,
and Otto Wallin.
Who the fuck know them? Nobody know them. So you
Otto
can't.
Wallin that came off a 2-year layoff.
Bang. And I'm like, if your argument is that, look, I don't got time for no Usyk because I'm here for the big names, at least I could rock with you a little bit if you hadn't fought them. Like, bro, if you have time for Tom Schwartz, you should have time for Usyk. And that was 3 years ago. That was a little bit before the pandemic.
Pianetta.
Yeah, I mean, and I even gave him a pass on Pianetta because I'm like, well, look, this motherfucker ain't fought in a while, so yeah, he gonna fight a Pianetta. But once he got his feet wet and you fighting again, it's like you telling people I don't got time for a dude like that because don't nobody know him. Then why are you fighting Tom Schwartz? Nobody know him. The most headlines he ever made was for domestic abuse. That's it. Nobody know that man.
I'll tell you what, Jules. When Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder the first time round, any top heavyweight out there would have wiped the floor with Fury that night. Joshua, even Tony Bellew would have been.
Probably even Dylan White.
Yeah.
I don't agree to that one though. I don't. AJ is not the guy.
Listen, this is my thing. This is my thing. I could accept you saying that AJ is not the guy because I don't believe that Fury is the guy. I actually believe Usyk is the guy. The reason I don't believe Fury is the guy is because styles make fights, bro. Styles make fights. It's guys, you don't really want to be around them. You know what I mean? And that's how your career is, though. Like, for real, though. Like you got a gift against McDermott. That's facts. They was calling that shit a robbery in your country. I ain't make that shit up. They was saying that was one of the biggest robberies in the history of the headlines was sensational, basically. You
forget one thing.
It was so bad you had to fight him again.
His dad tried to fight him in the parking lot. You remember that? He tried to fight that dude in the parking lot.
Bang. So this idea that you really that guy, listen, Cassius Clay ain't got no John McDermott's, bro. I'm just being real with you. If I got to put you up there with them people, with the Joe Lewises and all that, like, nah, my guy. All right, really? You should have been had a loss in the column. If we gonna be real,
I only cleaned out 2 eras of heavyweights. You haven't even cleaned out one.
George, fucking like that's the shit that killed me. That I'm like, listen. Listen. It was a girl yesterday told me, yeah, Wilder gonna get in the Hall of Fame. He's one of the biggest punchers in the world. And I'm like, no. She said in the history of boxing, and I'm like, bitch, you don't even know the history of boxing, bitch. The fuck? And I didn't say nothing because I'm like, I don't want to argue with these people, so I ain't gonna say nothing. But if you think that Wilder is the same kind of puncher that George Foreman is, let me tell you one motherfucking thing. He finished Joe Frazier in 2 rounds. Wilder needed 12 for Stavern. He needed 12. That's how he got the title. He needed 12 rounds.
What he did to Joe was terrifying. I mean, good God. You know, nobody ever did.
That's a legendary ass whooping. Wilder is not up there with them people. I don't even think Wilder up there with Shannon Briggs. I say it all the time. Shannon Briggs
there with Ray Mercer.
He legitimately holds a record for the most first round knockouts. Wilder, if you that type of puncher, what record you got? What's the record that you hold? You didn't knock out the most champions. You ain't got the most first round knockouts. So what about you, bro? What about him? What about him? Because I don't see it, bro.
Well, he is the first heavyweight champion ever twerk or want to get pregnant. So
yeah, I mean, she did that. He did say that he won't carry a baby. He won't carry a Shelly Finkel baby. You know what I'm saying? It's too many frauds, bro.
Deontay's gonna knock him out.
He's gonna knock him out. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I'm tired of the fraud shit. Like I'm gonna name the frauds. Wilder's a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
He is a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz is a fraud. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's a fraud, bro.
You said Isaac Cruz?
Isaac Cruz is a
Yeah, yeah,
fraud. Like, no, you a fraud. You didn't want Rivera. You don't want you turned
didn't
down
want
Ryan.
Shakur. Turned down Shakur.
Turned down Shakur. You don't want to fight nothing, bro. You living off of L.
I'm gonna say this real quick. If Wilder had ran to his neutral corner, right, in the first Fury fight, I think he would have won.
Maybe.
I think so. That's a loss right there. I really felt that. But
keep going.
No, I'm saying, like, yo, I was rooting for Wilder to knock his ass out because I really didn't like Fury then.
Nah, I mean, I was so angry at Wilder at that time because I don't see that fight it turns when that happens. It's things like that cause the sport to shrink. What the way that they handled that situation, that if Wilder and AJ would have fought, irrespective of who would have won, and irrespective of who all of us think would have won, boxing would have won. The sport would have got bigger after that. I'm talking about here in America because in the UK, they good, bro. You see what they shows be looking like. People go, people buy tickets. But America, this boxing scene, it did need that fight. It really did. Like, what if Wilder would have won? He come back a hero, all the belts, the first undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis. What if he would have won?
In the four-belt era.
In the four-belt era. The sport would have got bigger in this country as a result of the fight happening. You know, one of the things in women's boxing that resulted in it not growing when it should have years ago. Forget this stuff years ago. Lucia Rijka and Holly Holm never fought. Layla Ali and Ann Wolf never fought. It hurt the sport when shit don't happen. There's no fight in like a heavyweight fight. There's nothing like it. When it's a big heavyweight fight and the world know about it and people talking about it, you couldn't make a video about Wilder and AJ at that time without hitting 10,000 views. Everything I was putting up, 10,000, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? At that time, just in that pocket, especially around Glovegate too. Very lucrative time. And it was hot, and that was the time to do the fight. And I wholeheartedly believe, you know why a big part of the reason that the boxing scene in America is shrinking is because of shit like that. Like, bro, if you're not putting the shit on that people want to see, what you think they're going to do? What you think that they're going to leave? They're going to leave. Like, bro, you ain't fighting shit. I don't want to see you fight no fucking Ortiz again. What the fuck? Fuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with the Spence and Crawford shit. That's the same shit. You got two American fighters, two homegrown champions in the welterweight division. I don't even want to get into why. Here's what we know. It's not going down, right? Right. Who you think want to keep doing this, bro? The only reason I'm doing it is because I get money off of that. For Joe Blow, that don't, create content and all that, bro, he don't want to keep talking about this shit. If y'all ain't going to fight, then y'all ain't going to fight. And I'm going to dip. It's simple.
See, the thing is, like, if Spencer Crawford would, we know it's not going to happen, but if they would have fought, no matter who would have won, that pretty much would have hit the reset button on the welterweight division because the winner's not going to stick around after that.
Yeah, like with these promoters and managers and even the TV execs, because they affect what happens to a degree. They do. What they need to understand is you need to develop a bartering system with your competitors so that you can continue to shell out great product. It don't behoove you actually to be at war with the Zone or at war with ESPN. It don't. Y'all all need the same thing. So y'all need to work together. You look at the value of a fight and compare it to the value of another fight. And then you say, look, I'll work with you. I'll send you this if you send me him so I could do this. And bang, and everybody eat. The way y'all doing it, shit don't happen. Motherfuckers get bored and they stop watching. That's what's going on. Motherfuckers get bored.
It's functional.
For real.
Because y'all remember the Mo Hooker Jose Ramirez fight, right? I remember the commentary of that fight. The commentator was saying like how great matchups need to be made regardless of promotional companies, and they spotlighted PBC because they don't like to work with nobody.
Because they don't, like, for the longest time. And look, I know they fought and going to Japan, but look at how long that took, though. You see what I mean? Like for that ideology to come into it, that, you know, there were other fights that really did need to happen. Some were right there that you could have made. Some involved other fighters that was on other platforms. For example, even though Andrew Cancio is not around no more, right? Cancio versus Davis made sense. Machado versus Davis also made sense before that. Those were fights that, you know what, yeah, that shit would have been better than Cuellar and Fonseca and Ruiz and Munoz. Nobody give a fuck about them. But them kids over there, you know, when Machado, you know, he had knocked out Corrales, that was a good time to fight him. It was a good time. Like, yeah, this kid is somebody in this division, at least right now. Fight him now. And then when Cancio whooped his ass 2 times, you should fight him because he got like a little following over there in the West Coast. You should fight him. Nah, you fight these nondescript. Don't nobody know these motherfuckers. You got to look them up and watch the tape and like, who is this motherfucker? Where you find him? These type of motherfuckers you fight. Motherfuckers don't want to see that shit.
Exactly. Don't nobody want to see Gervonta Davis, you know, fight fucking ice facility captees, man. For real.
Watch, Ray Vargas gonna be his next opponent. Not much y'all in a bit.
Oh shit, let's get it. Conor McGregor's helping to bring Katie Taylor to Ireland. It is what it is.
I heard that. That's what's up.
You know, it's just a lot of silliness, man. And I just want to leave it with this, you know, that Fury's just a colostomy. Say it, Virtuoso. You can say it better than me.
He's a colostomy bag.
It's a colostomy bag with boxing gloves, bro. He's a piece of shit. That's all he is. Just piece of shit. Fucking hate him. You know, I want Usyk to whoop his ass. And another thing is that, look, irrespective of what's going on now, I still feel like the fight will happen because if you're Usyk, you didn't come this far to leave now. You know what I mean? This is it. This is the only one. This is it. There's nothing else out there, you know? Not really. Like what you gonna do? You gonna fight Dubois? No, there's nothing else out there. This is it. So I still feel like he might bite the bullet and fight this fat fucker, you know, but I get tired of the dog and pony show. Like, bro, we supposed to be here for the fights, not this WWE shit. Punk ass shit. I'm saying, Sawab, what was going on?
Call him a cuck.
Sawab is being a cuck.
Yo.
I agree, Sawab. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Habibis. Welcome to my apartment in Dubai.
You lying.
Oh, shit.
Wait, you moved to Dubai?
Yeah, man.
What day is it over there? What day is it over there? It's nighttime over there. Is it Thursday? Shit, Al Heyman got him.
Damn. Fuck. So come
Damn,
back.
that Dubai Wi-Fi ain't it though.
Fucking Al Heyman got him, man. Shit.
Should have thanked him before he got on.
No, Kinahan.
Listen.
He in Dubai. He got to thank Kinahan.
Hayam. Stop worrying about Polak, bro. That dude ain't got no balls. I done posted the link in the chat like 5 times. That dude is not going to come up here, B. He going to hide out like Fury hiding out from Usyk, bro. Like, that little punk motherfucker. Yo, look, watch me post this shit right under his comment. Bet you he don't click it. Bet you he don't click it. Bet you he don't click it. Go ahead, Polak.
He must live next to Mirage.
Nah, I like Mirage, even though he's stubborn as shit. I like Mirage. I don't like Polak because at least Mirage will come on here and say his piece. Polak not going.
That's true.
If he do it, I'll be surprised. You know, but let me see. Is that him?
Yeah.
Nah, that's Julio.
Damn. Okay.
Julio.
What up, Julio?
Why Fury got to be a bitch? Come on, Julio.
I agree. 100%.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something. I don't know. His wife has a hairy back. Would you go with that?
Damn, B, keep his wife out this shit, man.
Ooh,
She's a nice
what are we
lady.
talking about, lads?
All right. So you moved to Dubai. Beautiful city.
Dubai, baby.
Is it Thursday? Is it Thursday over there?
It's no, I'm actually behind. It's 10 o'clock here.
It's a beautiful
Where's
Monday,
Spence?
10 o'clock.
Beautiful
Spence?
city.
He's not
Beautiful
coming.
city.
I got him an apartment and he's not gonna come, bro. So what can I do for him? I got him a bed right there for him and the LOBZ.
You could. All right, there go Polak. It's action time. Okay, Polak.
Here we go.
Okay, Polak. It's action time. What you got to say about the shit, yo? There go. That's not Polak. That's Sawab.
That's me. That's me, bro.
That's
Sawab.
Sawab.
That's Andy Ruiz.
That's not Andy Ruiz.
No. That's Andy.
Don't do me like that.
That's Andy Al
And that's
Ruiz.
Yo, you know what I want? Yo, tell me Sawab don't look like Drew. Tell me Sawab don't look like Drew. He look like Drew,
I'm his younger brother.
He do.
He do.
Like Drew. What's the real shit?
Bro, I got dual citizenship as well, you know.
Andy Ruiz Akbar.
I now we got Polak in here. I don't know what's going on with Polak.
Oh, there you
He's loading.
Oh shit! There you go. What? Like there's Polak. He's here to defend. Fight Centauri. All right, Polak, it's your turn, man. What you got to say about Fury?
He's loading.
My point is this.
Like there's Polak. He's here to defend. Fight Centauri.
What the hell?
All right, Polak, it's your turn, man. What you got to say?
I think he has the browser open, like the playback.
You got to close the browser, dog.
Delete. Make sure you delete your history first. Wanking off the Tyson Fury.
Wow.
All right, Polak, the floor is yours, bro.
Right. Well, first of all, there's only one Tyson Fury.
Oh, here we go.
Thank God. I couldn't suffer through two.
There's only one Tyson Fury. Second of all, my point is this, and this is not Fury's point of view. This is my point of view. Usyk came through as a super champion from cruiserweight. Yeah. What was it for the WBO or something? And he got a bye. You know, he fought two really easy fights, Witherspoon, Chisora, who a lot of people think he lost that fight, right? Even Team Usyk thought some people from Team Usyk thought he lost that fight, right? And then he gets a bye to fight the heartless bodybuilder with no ambition, Anthony Joshua, who's been, you know, blown up in England out of all proportion by the fraud Eddie Hearn, right, and bigged up by the likes of sporting icons and what have you, with that other fraud, Dillian Shite, who, oh, well, you've seen what Fury did to him, yeah, and he made it look very easy as well. So my point is, I'm not saying Usyk's not a good boxer, because he is, and I'm a real big fan of Usyk. He's a master boxer. But my point is, I do agree with Fury, and Fury did say this a while back, that he needs to campaign at heavyweight. He needs to fight the likes of Joyce, Hergovich, even Dubois.
Now, let me retort, Polak. Let me retort, because I saw what you wrote. And you said that Usyk doesn't deserve the undisputed fight, which is weird because let me retort. Because if you're saying that he doesn't deserve it for beating AJ, then how did AJ deserve the undisputed fight?
He didn't either, because
but Fury was going to give it to him, though.
Well, he possibly, because Fury would know that was a much easier fight than fighting Alexander Usyk.
Oh, so you saying that he doesn't want to give Usyk the fight because Usyk is a harder fight? I'm glad we agree. We agree.
And I think Fury wants to put. I think Fury wants to put some more miles on Usyk's clock.
Okay, so we agree then that a part of the reason that Fury is not hip to fight Usyk is because he views Usyk as a more difficult fight than AJ. Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, can you turn up your volume? It's kind of hard to hear you.
Now you mentioned the great sporting icons, and I happen to have his phone number. I called him. He's in the studio. Sporting, what do you got to say?
Well, I mean, firstly, for this fella to say that AJ didn't deserve an undisputed fight with Fury, but yet Fury's three best wins: Klitschko, Wilder, White, Anthony Joshua beat also. So how does Joshua not deserve an undisputed fight? And if Usyk beat Joshua, then how in the hell does Usyk not deserve the undisputed fight?
Well, the great Teddy Atlas said that AJ was overrated and overrated.
And you listen to Teddy Atlas.
Well, I do respect him in some ways. I know that he's a big voice, isn't he? You know, that's what he is. But my point is, a lot of fans of hardcore boxing fans in England know that AJ's career was guided very well. Let's just to say the least. You know, they brought Charles Martin over, paid a load of money. He was the worst champion.
Okay, so I have a question. I have a question, Polak. I have a question.
Yeah.
When Anthony Joshua fought Charles Martin, right? He was about 15-0 at that time. Who was Fury fighting when he was 15-0?
Who was he fighting when he was 15-0?
Was he fighting a champion?
No, he wasn't fighting a champion. No.
So how do you say that Joshua's career was guided very well when Joshua fought a champion before Fury?
Right, can I just put that back on you and say, do you genuinely class Charles Martin as a champion?
I class him as a better fighter than who Fury was fighting at 15-0 because you can't even tell me who he was fighting. Who was he fighting?
Well, without having to look at BoxRec, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Well, but that's my point. That if you're saying that they were very careful with AJ, they must have been super careful with Fury because in all likelihood, who he was fighting at 15-0 was a journeyman.
Yeah, most probably, but he did go to Dusseldorf and dethrone the super champion Vladimir in his own backyard.
And I do give him credit for that, but it certainly took him a longer time and a lot more angling to fight for the title than it took AJ. AJ was fighting for a title at 15-0.
Yeah. I mean, I think what I'm trying to say here as well is also that Fury, and it is frustrating to people. Fury is he's a mind game specialist, and all of this is what's going on now with Usyk. This is just a power thing that.
Oh, come on, stop it.
Why do you need to play? Why does he need to play mind games?
Why does he need to play mind games? Why can't he just box? Just fucking box.
Like normal fucking people, like Usyk. Why can't he be like Usyk and just fight everybody?
Usyk doesn't need mind games. Why does if Fury is 6'7", close to 300 pounds? What the fuck do you need mind games for? You already have a size advantage.
Do you think mind games are going to work on a fighter that went into Russia to win his title or went to the back home for the conflict with Russia? You think mind games is going to work on someone like that?
But also, why do we classify every time the fans get fucked out of a fight? Why do we classify that as mind games? Is the guy who's fucking my wife? Is he playing mind games with me? Like, no, man, we're getting screwed out of the fight over nonsense.
Yeah,
Polak, wait.
I want to talk to you, Polak. I want to talk to you. You see a guy like this? Wait, I want to talk to you. See this guy, he didn't comb his hair, Polak. He's going to beat the shit out of Tyson Fury. I don't think this is going to stop Usyk for what it's worth. I don't actually think he cares. I think he wants Fury's head on a pike, and I think he's going to get it.
I want belly.
Polak, you do know last year in April, Anthony Joshua and Dillian White agreed to step aside for Undisputed, and Fury got so shook that he's like, no, I need a tune-up. I need tune-ups. All sides agreed. Joshua, White, Aegis Climas even said Fury is running scared, and Aegis don't run his mouth like that.
That is true. Aegis Climas did say last year before the Dillian White fight that all of them, Joshua, just all of the shit, they would be willing to let them fight each other. And Fury went the other way. It wasn't Usyk. It wasn't them. Fury went the other way. This was before the White fight.
Look at what Fury did in the Wilder fight. Like,
Wilder's a nothing. Listen. Wilder's nothing, bro. Wilder's a nobody. Wilder's a nobody. All right, he didn't beat nobody. Wilder didn't beat nobody.
It's hilarious how much support Wilder has in Manchester. He has more support in Manchester than he has in America.
Yeah, no, what a coincidence. What a coincidence.
My point is, Fury didn't want to fight him in that third fight. He did try and get away with it. He did. So as a Fury fan, I'm telling you that. He did. They had to go to arbitration to get the fight. But when he got on the ring, we all saw what happened, didn't we?
Yeah, but nobody thought that Wilder stood a chance. Well, at least I didn't. Did y'all pick Wilder? Who picked Wilder to win the third fight?
I didn't.
No, I picked Wilder to lose. I picked Wilder to lose the first fight. That moment we're talking about, you're talking about arbitration. You're talking about arbitration. That was 2021.
I thought that Wilder had won that fight in the fourth when he knocked Fury down and that shockwave went through Fury's body. I thought Fury was done.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's cool. That's a knockdown in a fight. Fury's been knocked down before. That don't mean nothing. Nevin Pajcik knocked Fury down. Steve Cunningham knocked Fury down. Is that it?
Not with that force and power, though. Come on.
Yeah, but he won. Irrespective of the knockdown, Fury won the same way everybody thought he was going to win.
I just think that this whole concoction is heading in the same way. It's gonna make everybody frustrated, including myself. But eventually, he will get in the ring with Usyk, and he will flatten him.
Why does it have to be eventually for a man who's 6'9", close to 300 pounds? Is he scared of something?
He's calling Usyk a blown-up middleweight. So what is he afraid of?
Is he yellow?
That's Fury's modus operandi, isn't it?
So is he scared of something? Like what do you need mind games for when you weigh almost 300 pounds and you're obviously bigger than this guy? What do you need mind games for? Just
what
fight.
mind games do you need? Because Tyson Fury said to Anthony Joshua, sign the contract because I want to be fighting in February.
What's the problem?
There's no mind games here. It just seems that some of these Fury fans, and listen, people can support whoever the hell they want to support, but every time he fucks up and it's regular, and every time there seems to be an excuse, it's always mind games. Mind games. What people like? Fury's not damn Einstein. He's not that good with these mind games. He really isn't. This seems to be an excuse each and every time.
Why are you like? You're like framing Tyson Fury. You're like framing.
Wait, I want to let Julio in on this action. Julio, what do you got to say?
Well, I was gonna say, like, you're just like framing Tyson Fury to be this fucking Bond villain or something. Like, I'd rather you just blame the promotion or some shit like that. Like, blame Top Rank and Frank Warren for not making the fight, rather than just writing fan fiction about how Tyson Fury is like this Machiavellian thinker. He's not.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's treating his nose. There's cocaine sitting on his brain. He's clearly not a Machiavellian thinker.
I just want to know, Polak, what advantage does Fury have in this fight besides just being the bigger guy?
He sniffs more cocaine.
No, he's as good at boxing. He's got boxing skills. He can box south. He's a switch hitter. He's got all the skills.
I said, what does he have?
I have a question. Nobody talk, all right? Because you guys are jumping on Polak. I don't like that, all right? Now, Polak, I have a question. I just want you to give me an answer. Who's been knocked down more times, Usyk or Fury?
Fury.
But he's the better boxer?
But he gets back up again.
Well, he gets back up, but I mean, Usyk doesn't have to get back up because he doesn't get knocked down.
He will in this fight.
I don't think so. I think that he's going to take. This is what I think. I think that Manchester, the whole of Manchester, will cry jointly when Fury gets exposed for the fraud that he is, because he's a fraud, a fat fraud, a balding fraud, a substance abuser. He runs with Daniel Kinahan, an abhorrible individual, and he's not a good role model for children. He lied about giving all that money to charity. He didn't give money to any charity. That was bullshit. It's bullshit. He's hawking his crappy book. Have you read the book?
No, I don't read books of any celebrities, mate.
Well, so even Fury fans aren't buying his book? Drew, who's buying these books?
Are they even buying that energy drink that he's shopping around?
Have you drunk?
Yeah, damn. He's bald, he's fat, and his energy drink doesn't taste good.
What's
That's
the name
crazy.
of that drink, Jules?
I think it's Furiosity or something. Viscosity. Viscosity.
I mean, I tell you, I'd buy it if it had nandrolone in it.
Yeah, I would too. Shit, that's a steal. I could fucking jump. All right, now we got Mueller Z27. Mueller, what do you think about the conversation?
I just wanted to know why you're hating on Fury.
Because he's a fat fraud.
Oh, here we go.
Is that true, Jordy?
Based on?
Well, he's saying that the people in Saudi could not build the stadium on time. That's according to him. But we've actually seen them do this before. They've done this before. They can work on a deadline. So I don't believe Luke Fury.
Has he come out and said that?
That's what's in the story. That's what's in the paper right now, man. That's what's out there. And it's not Usyk saying it. Usyk accepted his deal last month. But according to Fury's own promoter, Fury had not yet accepted the deal. Can you tell me why?
So, in regards to the April date, has that anything to do with the Ramadan as well?
Fury's Muslim?
Wait, what?
I'm on about the Saudi Arabia country.
Wait, are you saying that Fury's Muslim and he's going to observe?
No, I never said that.
Okay, are you saying that did anybody else say
that the country will be observing Ramadan.
And what I'm asking is, has anybody said that because the country's going to be observing Ramadan, that's why they can't meet the deadline? Where did you read that? Because I didn't read that. And I just read the article.
Does it say that in the Quran that Tyson Fury can't fight Usyk?
Why do you need to slain the religion of Islam over that?
I'm not.
When did I do that?
It's a question.
I asked the question.
Yeah, and I'm asking you, do you think it says about Tyson Fury in a religion that was written in 600 BC?
Bro, you brought up Islam. You brought
yeah,
up
but
You're
not even.
Nobody's talking about this. Okay, I will respect the tenets of Islam and just say this: if the Saudi Arabians who live in a Muslim country, practicing Islam, felt confident to give a deal during April, knowing Ramadan was going to go on, I feel like they don't have an issue with the negotiations and the infrastructure of that fight happening around Ramadan.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what, Mueller. I'm gonna tell you what.
Can I answer the question?
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something.
Sure.
The fact that those honorable brothers over there in Saudi Arabia was willing to work with this fraud, all right? The fact that they said, I believe their word. They felt they could get the stadium up in time to do the fight. I believe them. I don't believe Tyson Fury. And I've actually seen them do this before. They did this for Joshua versus Ruiz, and they did this for Joshua versus Ruiz too. And they did this for Joshua versus Usyk too. So, I mean, we've seen them do this before. We know they have the money. We know they have the means. I don't believe Tyson Fury. I don't. I believe they would have got the stadium up on time, and that's not what this is about. That's what I believe if we're going to get into beliefs. They didn't say they can't build the stadium due to Ramadan. You're speculating. That's what you're doing. You're speculating that they said that when that's not what's in the print. That's not what's in the story. They didn't say that. So where you get that from?
So to go back to the original question where you said, has Saudi said that? Has Saudi said that the Fury and Usyk fight is off also? Have they made any announcement? Has Saudi? Can I?
You asked.
Has Saudi made any announcement regarding any fight regarding Fury and Usyk?
No, they haven't. But Fury.
So you said to me, has Saudi said they can't do the fight because of Ramadan, right? You didn't let me answer, and now you can let me answer. I'm speculating that you're correct, right? Because in April it is Ramadan in Saudi Arabia, where they will be observing it 99% of the population. Now, I'm not saying that is the reason or isn't the reason. I'm just saying that could be a factor, and also it also could be a factor that Tyson Fury wants to fight in the UK for home advantage. Now, I'm not suggesting that he's doing that. I'm just saying that these are two potential reasons.
Well, I'll say this. I agree with you that Tyson Fury wants home field advantage because he is a coward. And you already have a size advantage, a height advantage, a reach advantage, a weight advantage. And that's not enough to make you confident enough to fight this man. You also need home field advantage. You don't feel comfortable sharing the ring with Usyk unless you have every possible advantage. That makes you a coward.
Not necessarily.
Yes, it does.
No,
Big K, we got Big K in the building. Big K, what do you got to say about it?
I'm so sick and tired of hearing nonsense.
Your volume is low, Big K. You got to
speak up. Speak up.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
A little louder, bro. A little louder.
Barely.
Come on, Big K.
Then I must have got him. Shit.
Frank Warren got him.
I want to say this to Mueller. Tyson Fury is an infidel. And if he were here, I'd cut his head off.
I want to say what he said about the Saudis observing Ramadan. We know that Alexander Usyk signed his deal with him for an April date. So the Ramadan being an issue is a moot point, because in the deal that he agreed to, that's been on record from Bob Egas and Steve Kim, it was for an April date.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When does Ramadan end?
Middle of April. And like I originally said, it was an opinion that I had. I didn't say that It's
Well, I'm
factually
not
that
saying
reason.
I'm not saying that you said that. What I'm saying is your speculation relies on the premise of things that weren't actually said. And what I'm saying is, if the Saudis themselves scheduled the fight for the middle of April or towards the end of April, I do believe that they could have got the stadium up on time because they've done this before. We saw them do this before. I don't believe that they would have did all these things and set that schedule that way if they were unable to deliver, because they've delivered in the past. It hasn't been an issue. This is the first time we're seeing an issue. And the common denominator between fights that have an issue and fights that don't is Tyson Fury. It's always Tyson Fury. In between the first Wilder fight and the second Wilder fight, there was a delay. There was an issue. In between the second Wilder fight and the third Wilder fight, there was a delay. In between the third Wilder fight and the White fight, there was a delay. And in between the White fight and the Chisora fight, there was a delay. These are different fighters, different promotional outfits, different circumstances, and the common denominator is the infidel Tyson Fury, who I think should be decapitated.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to defend Tyson Fury and the business
He's an
side
infidel,
of
Mueller.
boxing.
He is an infidel, and you agree with that. He is an infidel.
That's not the point here, though.
He's an infidel, and you know it.
Yeah, he is. Technically, by fact, he is, yeah.
He's an infidel. You know
the reason why,
I know it, and Allah knows it. He's an infidel.
Yeah, he is. So the only reason why I came on was I just want to know, like, why. So am I assuming right that you hate Tyson Fury?
Can I ask you a question, Mueller?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think it pleases Allah that Tyson Fury uses drugs? Because he does use them, and that's a fact.
I don't know.
You don't know if it pleases Allah?
No.
It doesn't. I spoke to him.
No. Okay. Okay, have you any more questions?
I have to read the super chats. People are sending me beer money. Tyson Fury fellatio is at critical mass today. It always is when he fucks up a fight. It always is. That's how I knew to go live, because I knew the beer money would be particularly good today.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I just have just the what's his name? Sorry, what's your name, man?
Mueller.
Why do you care for hating on Fury?
I don't care about outside the boxing or the business side. I would just want to know about inside the ring.
Well, we don't get to see what's inside the ring if Tyson Fury keeps delaying these fights. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. This is why people are angry. We want to see this fight. We've been waiting for it. And once again, there is a delay. Except this delay could jeopardize whether or not the fight happens, because the money now is different. If the money's different, we don't know for sure that the Usyk people will agree. What we do know is, according to Tyson Fury's promoter, Bob Arum, he said it last month, Usyk's end of the deal is done. They're happy with their deal. They're just waiting on Fury. That's what he said. I don't think Bob would lie about that. He said that. So now all we've been waiting for is Fury, seal the deal, do the fight. And we're not getting the fight. We don't know what's going on. So how are we not supposed to be angry?
No, I know. Obviously, I am angry as well in regards to the fight not happening. It's not the only fight in boxing that doesn't happen.
It's the only fight that I want. It's the only fight that I want. I don't want these other fights. You know when you like a girl and you just like that girl and that's the only girl you like? That's how I feel about this fight.
So,
like,
I was just saying.
Can you hear me?
Tyson Fury, Polak. Tyson Fury is an infidel. And you know it. God damn it. Now, Osvaldo says
So that guy said it could have happened in April, right? But like I said originally, it was just a suggestion. But I was asking you in regards to, right, so you hate Fury because he doesn't make the fight. So tell me which specifically fight that, other than this Usyk and Fury one, which you're going by assumptions yourself in terms of that the fight's not happened yet. So which other fights? I'm assuming the AJ one.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now,
which point?
I'm trying to tell you now. In between what was the second Wilder fight and the third Wilder fight. Tyson Fury's promoter said that Deontay Wilder's rematch clause had expired. They would not have to fight him for a third time. Tyson Fury himself, the day before the arbitrator ruled, that was a Sunday. The arbitrator ruled on a Monday. That Sunday, he himself did a video where he got off the phone with the Prince, and he said that the fight was a go, that the fight was going to happen. That's what he said, and that's what I believed. And that Monday, the arbitrator ruled, and we didn't get the fight. And I blame Fury for this because you know what? We would have never thought that the fight was going to happen if it wasn't for you. You're the one that told us you could fight AJ. Your promoter is the one that told us you could fight AJ. All of that stuff, it came from you. It came from your side. I didn't want to see a third Wilder fight because I knew he'd get his ass kicked again. I did videos saying he's just going to get his ass kicked again. I don't know why he wants a third fight. And the only reason we were misled is because of Fury.
And by the way, Jules, you remember how like Frank Warren and Bob Arum pretty much sat on their hands and didn't do shit during the whole lead? And that tells me right there that they knew the whole time the fight wasn't going to happen.
I mean, irrespective of the speculation, these are, because I'm with you, Jay, but these are the things that we know that are beyond speculation, that the only reason the boxing community thought that they were going to get the AJ fight was because you fucked up. You told them that.
You came out and told, you announced it to the world in front of everybody.
Hey, Jules. Well,
Can
I
I
had
respond to that?
on podcast on 2 occasions during that whole period, and on both occasions he said this Deontay Wilder arbitration will not get in the way. 100%, we're going to see Fury versus AJ, and I asked him repeatedly, "Are we definitely going to get it? Are you sure the arbitrator isn't going to rule in Wilder's favor?" It definitely isn't, and even if somehow they did, we'll work around it. That's what Bob Arum said to me. So the fucker lied, is what he done.
Exactly, and then after the arbitrator ruled, which also made me angry, Bob Arum said in plain English, "We are not going to pay Wilder to step aside."
Yeah,
we're not going to.
Fury was celebrating.
And Fury was doing cannonballs in the pool that week.
You're correct. You guys, everything you said there is correct. Tyson Fury and Bob Arum both said that the fight is going to happen in regards to AJ. Yeah. But there was a contract for Wilder. So tell me, in Tyson Fury and Bob Arum, which of them two would know contract law better? Bob Arum being an ex-lawyer.
Bob
and
Arum.
whose advice would Tyson Fury go on? His own on reading a contract, or his own personal lawyer, not the lawyer associated with Top Rank? Whose word would Tyson Fury then go? Or obviously, I even accept Tyson Fury is stupid enough to go and start talking about the AJ fight without even knowing the full details of the Wilder. But that doesn't excuse Bob Arum for saying it. So when you say Tyson Fury saying this, I'm saying he most likely would have still gone by his lawyers because he's not that stupid when it cost him money to say something. So I think Tyson Fury has gone with Bob Arum's word in regards to saying the AJ fight. But that's just not even the main point. The main point is that Wilder fucked that fight up. Or instead,
we gave Wilder shit. We gave see, you're assuming that Wilder doesn't get blamed, or that Arum doesn't get.
No. But I'm saying that why then all of it again on Tyson Fury for saying that he's always stopping fights when there's obviously the business side of boxing. So Wilder, can I just explain that situation as well? How he fucked Fury up by you guys getting this opinion of him. Fury, after the second fight, was like, I battered this guy. I can go for the third fight. I'm not bothered. Let's do it in 2 months. Wilder fucking was in a cabbage state in a wheelchair with his wife feeding him food. He was off, 2-3 months, not getting anything back saying about the fight. Fury's got the AJ fight, undisputed is there. Biggest fight in both of their careers. Wilder was there. And then last minute, when Fury moved on, saying, right, I'm going to get the AJ fight on. Then Wilder and Al Heyman thought, fucking hell, we're going to lose out. We need to get this third fight on. Then they pulled out the court stuff and everything. I know that, obviously, I agree with you. I said I agreed with you that Fury and Bob Arum said that, all right, if you call it misled, they misled the public. But at the end of the day, what is the real reason why they've led to misleading people?
For promo for the third Wilder fight. The whole thing was promo because nobody wanted to watch the third Wilder fight.
No, I agree. Nobody wanted to watch that fight. Everybody wanted AJ versus Fury in England. Everybody wanted that. Even Fury. Why would Fury have not wanted his biggest payday? So I don't understand how Fury's getting all of the blame when he was Wilder there.
Let me say this, Mueller. There are certain things that are subject to speculation, like the question you just asked, but there are things that are not. And the reality of it is, the reason that we were expecting a fight that we didn't get, irrespective of why, is because of Team Fury. We would have never thought that AJ was next if you didn't tell us that AJ was next. I remember in the pandemic, I remember in 2020, AJ came back and he fought Kubrat Pulev late in the year. And immediately after the fight, who was calling him out? Tyson Fury. Knowing that Wilder has a rematch clause, you were calling him out. Knowing that.
But how is Fury supposed to know that Wilder's going to execute that clause?
Bro, let me finish. I let you talk. I didn't interrupt you. This is all I know. Wilder had a rematch clause. We were aware of it after the second fight. We knew he had a rematch clause. After AJ fought Pulev in the bubble, the first thing Tyson Fury starts doing is calling out AJ. So they go into negotiations with you. All of this is you. It's always you. Your negotiations are never simple. Usyk's negotiations are always simple. Whether he's got to go to Russia or Latvia or Poland or America or the UK, the negotiations are always simple. There are seldom any issues. This is the first time that, there's an issue. There's a delay, a big one. We don't even know for sure. I hope that we get the fight, but we don't know for sure that we're going to get it because it is for a lot less money than he was going to make. It is. Is that fair? No, but that's Fury.
No, I'm not gonna. If Fury had the AJ fight in front of him now, and there was Saudi offering him more money than the Usyk fight, even as a Fury fan, I'm saying he would take that, even though I'd want the Usyk fight. I'm not denying that. That's like, why would you? In every boxer's kind of mindset, it's about the money first, not the belts. So I'm not trying to debate that or anything. And I do want the Usyk fight, but at the moment, it's like you said yourself, you go by with what's concrete. What have we got to say is definitely Fury now. Like, just like that third fight, you're saying we can go by what, all right, Fury had the third fight, but how does he know, like, within that contract, you also have time elapsed for the time for the third fight. So how is he supposed to know, or is Wilder going to take if he's getting no response? Is he supposed to wait there? And all right, he said AJ is going to be next. If he's negotiating with AJ, what's the need to hide it? You want to give it promotion? So again, I think that third fight came.
I mean, when you think about those negotiations, for starters, the promotional outfit that was facilitating the deal, it wasn't Frank Warren, it wasn't Bob Arum, it was Matchroom. They're the ones that had the connections in Saudi at that time because they'd been there before. They'd done business with the people in Saudi before. So it was really just Matchroom doing the legwork. It doesn't actually cost Tyson Fury anything to go into a set of negotiations just to cancel it. It's not like he was the one negotiating the deal. Eddie was negotiating the deal. He was the one getting all the money for the fighters. It doesn't cost Tyson Fury anything to lie and waste people's time.
It took Eddie Hearn 9 weeks to get that whole deal done. We're now into the 5th month of negotiations with Usyk.
No, obviously, no. I'm not even trying to question who's got a better relationship with Saudi Arabia, Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren. I've just come here to say that about Tyson Fury regarding sometimes when the fights are made, it's not always how it works out. Like the third fight regarding Wilder.
I'm just saying that, look, Tyson Fury doesn't. Let me say this. Tyson Fury doesn't deserve that Saudi money anyway. He's an infidel. He shouldn't set foot there. He doesn't belong there because he sucks. He's a liar. He's a drug cheat and a drug user. He didn't give any
but
money.
At the same time, if you say like Usyk, he's saying against Russia, who is going to Saudi to get the money, where they're having a war with Yemen. If you want to play things like that, that
is a fair point. But I want you to understand, Mueller, that Tyson Fury's just a piece of shit, and we just have to accept that.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Okay,
then why do you keep? That's
different.
One at a time. I just want you to say it with me. Say it with me, Mueller. Tyson Fury is a piece of shit. Say it with me.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But
Thank you.
that
That's all.
doesn't
That's
mean
what I
what
wanted.
I'm
I
here.
just want you
Yeah,
to
but
know. I want all my friends from all corners of the world to know that Tyson Fury's just a piece of shit. So just a
but
piece of
that
shit.
doesn't mean he's not making all the fights. I think that's my point.
Listen, he's just a piece of shit. I can't change it.
Outside of the
I
ring, whatever,
can't
yeah, he's a
change it.
cokehead, he's a piece of shit.
Like,
But inside the ring and making the fights, he's
Yeah, he's a good boxer.
not always to blame.
Walks the talk, but he walks the walk.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
All right, I want to go to Big K. Big K, what are your thoughts, man?
Okay, fine. You can hear me. All right. So, I'm sorry. I'm sick and tired of hearing how Tyson Fury is this really good boxer. He's only really managed to beat one person of two people of real skill in Klitschko, and I wouldn't class Wilder as the greatest boxer, but okay, he's a champion, so he's beat him. Sorry, what my main point of this is Tyson Fury has continued to take lots of time, waste everyone's time around what he wants and what he says he's going to do, but never really does that. So when he looks at, if you go back to 2 years ago, he called out Anthony Joshua after those fights. He said, "Okay, yes, let's fight." Doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Move forward a year. He then gets to an undisputed fight with Usyk because Usyk's beaten Joshua. He has that opportunity, and then says, "No, I need a warm-up fight."
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
AJ then fights Usyk. No fuss, no muss. Gets on with it. Even when lots of people have said, "Don't take the fight. Potentially you could lose." So, fuck it. I'm going to go and do what I've got to do. Okay, he then loses. We're now in a point. So Tyson and Fury then jumps on it and goes, "AJ, I need to do this really quickly. I'm going to offer you a fight." Offers him a fight. AJ says, "Okay, no problem." Even after a loss, when it's really probably not the right time for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he says, "Okay, no problem. Let's crack on." Then what happens? "Oh, you got deadlines. You got deadlines. You got to do this before this. I need to fight before February."
Mm-hmm.
We're in February.
No fight.
No fight. There's nothing happening. When is Tyson Fury going to be called out for the nonsense that he continues to do? That's my main. That's the biggest thing for me. Is like, at what stage do we say, Tyson Fury, fuck off? Do what you got to do.
But see that and CK, that's where I'm at. See, Anthony Joshua is a stand-up guy, honorable guy. He makes me proud to be from Watford, and I'm not even actually from there. I'm from Harlem, but he's a good guy, and more importantly, he gives you what you want. If you want the fight, you get the fight. You know, honestly, no fuss, no muss. You get the fight. It is true that people advised him. Tyson Fury himself actually advised him against taking the Usyk fight. That Usyk was going to fuck it all up. He advised him against it, but he took it anyway. You know, people didn't want him to fight Usyk, but he took it anyway. Some people thought he should just drop the WBO title, give it to him, go straight into the Fury fight. But no, he's not a sucker. He's not a punk. He's gonna fight the fights. You gotta like AJ. Whereas with Fury, it's always a dog and pony show. It literally, it doesn't need to be, but he always makes it that. What
point is he going to stop though? At what point people, his fans, I've heard two people today say, "Oh, Tyson Fury is this great guy. Tyson Fury's going to do all these things." At what point is he going to actually do it?
I don't know.
So when did Usyk come to heavyweight division?
About what?
2018.
But yeah, about
when you come up
2019, 2020, I want to say. It wasn't 2018. I know that. He was still in the World Boxing Super Series at that time. I believe it was the Chaz Witherspoon fight.
Yeah, Witherspoon first, then Chisora. Then he had the arm injury, so that was then when he was delayed.
So was that he made mandatory for AJ when you came up to heavyweight?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That's how it works.
Because he was undisputed, so he went up. And
that's how it was for
via the WBO belt.
Yep.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah, the WBO. Yeah. That's correct.
Just like in No Evil
So
Fortune, same thing.
after how many years did AJ fight Usyk after the mandatory were called?
Oh, it did take a little while. There were some extenuating circumstances that you're not addressing. You know, that there were some extenuating. The pandemic.
That was the arm injury.
Definitely. No, definitely. But one thing was consistent though. Eddie Hearn always said he didn't want that fight for you, AJ.
But he did do the fight twice.
But he still fought him.
He did do it. Obviously, how long could he keep the mandatory weight in?
But that's the point, that irrespective of what Eddie Hearn wanted, and irrespective
No,
of...
but you guys have just painted a picture to say that, oh, AJ took the fight straight away when Usyk was asking for it. No, he didn't. He took a year. Eddie Hearn.
Don't put words. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, the guy just before you, the guy just said, like, painted the picture that it's
Eddie
like that.
Eddie Hearn is a hero, and you would do wise to understand that. He's a hero, goddammit. And so's AJ. But Fury's just
Eddie
a piece
Hearn
of shit.
has made a lot of money for himself. That's all I'll say.
You said it yourself. I didn't say it for you. Fury's a piece of shit. So, I mean, we agree on it. It's on camera, all right?
Hold on. Sorry, just to go back to that question. Just to go back
I
to that.
don't agree with that statement.
When you said before that AJ was waiting, he did.
No, I didn't say AJ was waiting. I said Hearn. Hearn made sure that he kept AJ and Usyk away from each other. And if you hear Hearn, he says that openly. He's not even denying it.
No. The delay was because they were negotiating with Fury, if you remember, and Usyk was negotiating.
Not straight. No, not at the start. Not at the start. Fury wasn't even in the picture then.
Well, no, because Joshua had a mandatory with Pulev.
2009.
Geez, Fury can do no wrong in this guy's eyes, apparently.
That's always the case with Fury fans, but I want to say that Sporting Icons is actually right. The delay in the Fury fight, which I just checked, I wanted to make sure. The first delay in Joshua versus Usyk. 1, Usyk had an arm injury. 2, Joshua was negotiating with Fury. When things fell apart with Fury due to the Wilder arbitration, who did Joshua fight right after that?
Usyk.
That was the delay. They wanted to get Fury in the ring. So you see why I hate him now, and you see why I had to pull out my Viking sword, because he's an infidel. He should get his head chopped.
Who was near an airport?
I don't know, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Are you sporting? Or?
No, me.
That's me. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you good?
All right, now let me read the super chat. It's nice beefy size super chat. Danny Garcia stepped aside from his mandatory Victor Postol at 140. Instead, took a tune-up in Samuel Vargas to defend the WBC. So instead, Bud steps and shuts out Postol when Postol was undefeated and KO'd Matisse. And I will add, he fractured his other orbital bone. All right, they didn't call him the Iceman for nothing in those days. Danny Garcia wanted no parts of Terrence Crawford. He didn't. It's just a fact. It's just a fact.
He's a tune-up, yeah.
That's all he is, and I've always thought Danny is a tune-up. That's all he is. He's a tune-up. He's not that guy. And Fury is not that guy. He's an infidel, Mueller. You admitted that yourself. He's an infidel.
Is this a sword that you've been slaying those dragons with St. George?
This is the sword. St. George and I were good friends, and I slay the dragons and the infidels, with divine strokes. And Fury's just a piece of shit. And people are just going to have to come to terms with that, because no matter how many arguments I have about Tyson Fury, what rings true every single time is if I take a poll of who people think is responsible for this, it comes back Fury every single time.
How many polls have you done, Jules? Quite a bit now. Right?
I've done a lot over the years, and it's always Fury, bro. Because you're the common denominator. Whether you're dealing with Wilder, or you're dealing with AJ, or you're dealing with Usyk, there's a delay. There's always a delay. And you're the common denominator. The one thing that's consistent about all of this is Fury. And it's silliness. Like, no, we should have a fight down packed. If Usyk accepted his deal, Fury's own promoter said it last month. Usyk already accepted his deal. Why didn't Fury? What's the holdup? What are you waiting for? Accept the deal and let's roll. Oh, it's the stadium. Like, really, fam? That shit didn't stop Usyk from accepting his deal. What are you waiting for?
You know what I'm going to do, Jules? I'm going to have a word with a good pal of mine, Thomas Patrick Ward. And he's really good friends with Tyson Fury. I'm going to get him to arrange for you to interview Fury. I want to see this interview.
Listen, it's going to be like, I'm not playing. If you get me Fury, if you thought that True Geordie shit, Fury's gonna be cursing on me and my mother because I don't like Fury.
Oh, that's gonna break the internet. That's gonna break the fucking internet.
I'm like nothing about Tyson Fury at all. He's an asshole. I'm gonna ask him, yo, what charity you gave that money to? What charity? Which one? It shouldn't hurt you to tell me what charity you gave.
And that's when he ends the interview. That's when he leaves.
He'll leave. You won't answer that question. Why would it be a secret that you gave a charity money? You said you was going to give your whole purse to charity. In fact, you said you wanted to fight AJ for free. Is the Usyk fight for free? Are we going to be hearing about how you deserve the lion's share? I thought you wanted to fight AJ for free.
Oh, maybe that you're trying to get that $500 million from the Saudis. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, which one is it? You want to fight for free? You want $500 million? Which one is it? I don't like Tyson Fury. Get me that interview.
I will.
And I'm going to get a lot of hits because I'm going to roast him. I don't like him. I'm not an internet troll, but for Tyson Fury, I will be. I don't like him. I don't like him. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. I don't like him. I don't like his dad. I don't like his brother. Fuck them all. The only Fury I like is Peter Fury because he's a murderer like me.
Will you like him if he beats Usyk?
No, I'd be sad because he's such a poor example for the young kids in Manchester. He's a drug addict. They don't need somebody like that being the ambassador for the sport. They need a good man, an honest man, a righteous man, not an infidel like Tyson Fury.
This is funny, huh, Polik? You like that?
Ricky Hatton was a true Mancunian.
He's a real Mancunian. I'm more of a Mancunian than Tyson Fury. Fuck him. I don't even know what a Mancunian is, but I like how it sounds when I say it. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. It sounds like a transformer.
From Manchester.
Come on, all together, everybody. Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Fixing these ducking Usyk.
He's ducking Usyk, man. And it's because Usyk is a man of God.
Fury ain't shit.
Fury ain't shit.
Ducking Usyk.
Shit. You know, kids in Manchester. The kids in Manchester need a good example of how to be a man. That's not Tyson Fury.
Can I ask you a question, then, guys, too?
Okay.
An honest opinion now, all your bias aside, yeah? Do you think that if they do get in the ring, Fury and Usyk, that will Fury put on a better performance than what AJ did across his
I think Usyk beats him. I think Usyk beats him, to be honest.
That isn't what I asked you. I asked you, do you think that... I know that you're going to say he's just going to beat him every time, right? So that's not what I'm asking you. But do you think that Fury's performance will be better than AJ's over his two fights with Usyk?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
It depends.
I think that Fury's going to win. So I'm on the opposite to you on this one, Jules. I think Fury's going to win, but that doesn't mean Fury beats Joshua.
Well, the other thing is but the other thing is that Fury winning, and I want you to pay attention to this, Polak. Fury winning that fight, you do realize that doesn't stop him from being a piece of shit. You can win a fight and be a piece of shit. Like, I mean,
there's a difference in the two, though. There's a difference in the two fights that you're going to be talking about. So if you're talking about the Fury against Usyk, people are going to see how good AJ's performance was when he does fight Fury, because the difference is when you look at AJ's first fight, it was a poor fight and he chose the wrong style. The second fight, he fought a valiant fight, tired towards the end, and then probably gave himself more of a what's the word?
In harm's way.
Yeah, put himself in problems after the last 3 rounds or towards the last 3 rounds. But when Fury fights Usyk, yes, he's going to be bigger. Yes, he's got a longer reach.
He's going to fight like a pussy. Good jab and feint and jab and feint. Just fight, you big fuck.
But what he's going to see is that with Usyk's foot movement and how he does move, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult fight for Fury. He'll win because he may well win because of his size, not because of his skill. That's what I.
I'll say this. Look, I'll say this. Fury. Let's say this because this is how much I hate Tyson Fury, and I don't make any bones about it. He can win the fight. He can go in there in the first round and punch Usyk's head clean off his shoulders, and I will still jump on here and say Fury is a piece of shit. because I think he's
I don't think he'll do. I don't think it probably will go very, very late if he does stop him. But it may well just be he wins on points. But I have Usyk winning. That's just my personal opinion on that.
I mean, look, Usyk wins, Fury wins. What rings true, and what the annals of boxing history will remember, the anal beads of boxing history, is that Fury's a piece of shit.
You forgot Oscar's anal beads.
Oh.
There's this thing that, like, if Fury wins a fight, oh, he's not a... No, you're still a piece of shit. Like, yeah, you can be a piece of shit and win a fight. The fuck? Because you won, I have to like you. Let me tell you one fucking thing. I love Savannah Marshall. She lost. I still love Savannah Marshall.
Yep. Tank just beat Garcia. He's still a piece of shit.
Will you gain not even a small bit of respect from him if he absolutely decimates?
No. I will not give him any credit for any fight. If anything, I'll become an even bigger asshole, bigger, angrier, biased asshole to Fury if he wins, because I want and I need him to lose. He sucks. He ain't shit. Right? Tired of the guy. Tired of him. No man born of his mother can fuck Tyson Fury's anal beads. Fuck him. I don't like him. Fuck him. No man with two eyes can see Tyson Fury.
Fury ain't shit.
Fuck up.
Fury ain't shit. Duck and Usyk. And Fury.
I don't like him. I like a lot of UK fighters. I like Joe Cordina. Like Dalton Smith. He's a good fighter. A couple of those kids over there in Sky, like Fraser Clark. Adam Azim kid's all right. I like a lot of UK fighters.
Like Richard Radford. I
like Anthony Fowler. I like my guy, Liam Smith, Callum Smith, the Smith brothers. A lot of respect for that family. Those boys fight. They're good fighters. I like my man, Enzo Macaronelli, former cruiserweight champion. Love that guy. He's a great guy, good guy. Interacts with the fans. I like Sonny Edwards. That one of the most down-to-earth champions you could talk to. I don't like Tyson Fury. He's a fraud. I don't like him. He needs to lose.
Jay, every fighter you just mentioned there, all of them will fight. No fuss, no muss. They just get on with it. The only person who causes problems, or two of them actually, is him and Wilder.
Yeah.
The only two people that cause problems we should have had undisputed a long, long time ago.
Honestly.
This shouldn't even be a question mark.
What's flying under the radar? You know what's flying under the radar, Big K? Here we have a fight that should be a very simple, easy peasy, no fuss fight to make. And that is Wilder versus Ruiz. Who's causing problems?
Wilder is always.
Wilder. Again. It's always Wilder.
Okay.
This is Andy Ruiz, okay? This is not Usyk. This is not AJ. This is not Fury for a fourth time. It's Andy Ruiz. Fight him.
Okay, so now look at if you go across and look at all of the times where we've had, and it continues. So you look at Errol Spence, Crawford, Spence problems. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, problems. Well, what point does the fans turn around and say, get out of the sport? You're not helping it, you're making it worse, and you're causing more problems.
I agree. And I feel, look, there's all these young guys that are coming through, right? All from all around the world, like Makhmudov and Jalalov and Torres and Anderson. And there's a good crop of young heavyweights coming through. And as long as Fury's around, it's gonna be a shit show, bro. Like, you don't want to do anything, bro. You don't want to do anything. Like Usyk, I kind of get that he's towards the tail end of his career because he's not a real heavyweight. He's already been undisputed at one weight. He's just shooting for the last brass ring. But Fury, if you're not gonna take care of business, get the fuck out of here, bro. Seriously, get out of here.
I've got one frustration with Anthony Josh now. I just want him to all these fights. Joe Joyce talks a lot of shit. All these people talk shit. I just want him to just say, just get me in the ring with them. And I guarantee
but that's the other thing.
With these people.
These heavyweights, I saw the sparring session. Not that I go off of sparring stories, but it gave me a good idea. It confirmed what I thought. Joe Joyce is a good fighter, by the way. I like watching Joe. I really like Joe. And that's another UK fighter that I really like. But it's like, there's this misconception that because, AJ lost to Usyk, well, suddenly he's just a piece of shit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's ridiculous, bro. That's fucking ridiculous. Was Ali a piece of shit when he lost to Leon Spinks? That's fucking ridiculous, bro. Michael Spinks the Jinx. He lost one fight to a great fighter at that time. That was Mike Tyson. Is he a piece of shit? No. But that's how they treat that kid. Oh, he lost to Ruiz and he lost to Usyk. Those are good fighters, bro. Why is Wilder not, if Ruiz is such a piece of shit and it's such a disgrace to lose to Ruiz, why won't Wilder just fucking fight him?
Exactly. Usyk will become an all-time great. Irrespective, he's already cemented his Hall of Fame status. That is guaranteed.
But Tyson Fury says he's a middleweight and he's no good, so therefore if Fury wins, why would we give Fury credit?
Well, fighting him should be easy if he's a middleweight. If he's a middleweight, fighting him should be easy then.
But see, this is the silliness. This is the silliness that I'm talking about. That I'm like, I look at a whole division. I don't look at 5 guys. I look at a whole division. All right. AJ and Ruiz is interconnected with Wilder and Ruiz. Now, people have been giving AJ shit for years for losing that fight. Now, Wilder has that same Ruiz at the door, and you don't want to fight him. Nobody's giving him shit. Nobody's bro. Should be easy, bro. Go take care of that. Ron's Bomber.
Wilder's been through 3 eras. Never unified. Never fought no. That's
true. That is so true.
That dude fucking sucks, bro. I don't know how long I've been saying that dude sucks, bro.
Fury has been professional longer than Joshua. Joshua went in his 15th fight, 16th fight, started fighting everybody. 12 defenses. Just carried on.
He turned pro like 5 years after them.
Listen, I asked Polak because Polak said that Anthony Joshua's career was very carefully guided. And so I said, okay, you can feel that way. But I asked Polak, okay, well, who was Fury fighting at 15-0? Because at 15-0, only 3 years as a professional boxer, just 3 years and 15 fights. AJ was already fighting for a belt. Was Fury fighting for a belt? No. Was Wilder fighting for a belt? No. So how's he the one with the carefully guided career? He was taking on, I know Charles Martin is nothing special. I understand that. But I also understand that Fury wasn't fighting nothing special. He was fighting a worse guy than Charles Martin.
Jules, you know what Wilder was doing? You know what Wilder was doing in his 15th fight? He was getting dropped by Harold Sconiers. That's what he was doing.
Honestly, if we gonna be real, Fury was getting a gift with John McDermott, and Wilder was getting dropped by Harold Sconiers at the mall in Tuscaloosa. No, it was Fantasy Springs. Pardon me, Fantasy Springs.
I've got one question because my kids are here, so I'm gonna have to go in a bit. But something AJ said last week, just about something AJ said last week about not being able to fight as often as he wanted to, is the fact that, and he said, look at where Usyk is at the moment. If he had won, he would be in the same position, as in he wouldn't be able to fight as often because he's waiting for other people. And that's one of the biggest things where I think in that period of time, the last 3, 4, 5 years now, last 5 years, all of AJ's fights that have protracted, a lot of them would have just been fight, get it out of the way. The times that it's extended and taken longer,
it's dealing with them.
Taking the pandemic out, which everybody had to deal with, but otherwise he would have fought a lot quicker. So I think in this year, he probably will get that through those 3 fights that he wants to have this year because he doesn't have any other issues.
Now let me read this super chat. Shout out to the gorgeous Rachel Chigodzi, who says Wilder's ego turned down $100 million because he didn't know what AJ was making, and that's true. That's what Wilder said. He asked the DAZN people what AJ was making. Bro, that's none of your business.
Bro, you getting 100 M's. What the fuck do you care what he's getting?
Rachel added, Fury's ego refuses the Saudi deal probably because they offered him less than AJ, which I also believe because you're not the draw that AJ is. You're not. People don't like you. How do I know people don't like you? Because I don't like you.
But Joe's, let's take this a step further. Let's just say, like, you boxed, right? And somebody came to you with, like, let's just say not 100 million. Let's say somebody came to you with a $10 million offer. Would your first response be, "Oh, what's the other guy getting?"
Exactly. I'm like, give me that. That shit. $10 million. All right. I said it at the top of the show, and I'll say it again before I close it out. Wilder not fighting AJ hurt boxing.
Why not you can talk to him while we're doing a penalty?
Oh,
that's cute, man. I'm gonna close it up.
I'm gonna have to put it out because my kids are here. So listen, great talking to you all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you stopping by.
I'm gonna close it up with this, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The thing that people like about Usyk the most is that he fights the fights without very many issues. Coincidentally, that was some of the same things that we liked about Anthony Joshua, but there were people that were causing him issues. And the disconnect is that nobody ever likes to acknowledge that. If you think it's bad that AJ supposedly turned down $50 million, how is it not bad that Wilder turned down twice as much money? Twice as much money. Is that not 2 times as bad?
They seem to forget that, though. They seem to forget that. They don't remember that, though.
Nobody remembers that Wilder willfully rejected $100 million. And you know what's even worse is that he didn't go on to make $100 million. You know what he did go on to do? Got on, get his ass kicked. Right now, Fury, I would like Fury's showmanship and his fighting if he weren't such a drama queen. We don't need this. We need fights. We don't need this, all right? I want to fight in April. I don't want to wait. And I know what aggravates me the most about this is you're jeopardizing the fight. You are, because now we don't know if Usyk is going to take that deal. I hope he takes the deal, but I don't know if he is because it's for less money. That's a problem. That's a problem. On that note, everybody, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And, and always remember, Fury's a piece of shit.
Fury ain't